don't know. I ain't really been sharing everything lately to some of
Yeah,
these different feeds, so you can share it, man. But yeah, man, this is not really a high energy day for me today. But
what's
welcome back
going
to the
on?
Man Down Podcast, everybody, and everybody that's out there listening. And me and Corey is gonna sit here and we're gonna run through these topics for y'all, man. Starting with this Juwan Howard thing, but before we get there, um, I do
What
want
did
to.
the, what did the five fingers say to the face? Cold blooded.
Yeah, look, that's now that meme is funny, but I kind of want to approach it a little serious, man, because I kind of
Okay.
don't understand why. I don't know, man. I don't understand
I
why so many
I
people.
I read what you put.
Right,
I agree.
right,
I
okay,
do. But I
okay,
also agree. I also agree with your cousin. We'll talk about it though.
okay.
We'll
Um,
talk about it.
Sports Cave. The link is in our description. The merchandise is everything you see behind me. Um, if you want jersey snapbacks, thermal mugs, lanyards, keychains, replica helmets, everything sports related. Um, Go check them out on the website. That's in the link in the description. You can go on their IG as well and order from there. It is the Sports Cave 310, and their website is the sportscavetruck.com. We gave some free giveaways out last time we went live, and a lot of people, a couple of people won. Hats, socks. Hey, it was a Cowboys fan that won a Cowboys hat.
That's what I'm
Corey.
talking about, man. Man, I love
Yeah,
Cowboy fans.
yeah, but he didn't claim it. He didn't give me his address, so
Well,
I'm
shit.
I'm
I know
I'm
one. I'll
making an
give you.
attempt.
You got my address. Shit.
I got you. Yeah, for sure. I got your address.
You
But
know.
hey man, let's get into this situation that happened. Um, I'm pretty sure unless you've been living under a rock, you're kind of familiar with Mr. Juwan Howard, Coach Juwan Howard, playing the Wisconsin Badgers. They was losing, almost a blowout. They was down double digits with less than 20 seconds left in the game, and um, he was pressing. His boys was pressing in a losing effort, and the Wisconsin coach decided to call a timeout. And of course, everyone is going to perceive that as you trying to run the scoreboard up on my boys, right? Try to embarrass us,
Mhm.
especially in the
Mhm.
rivalry, right? So,
Mhm.
just in case you didn't see it during the handshake after the game, Jawan walked past him and said, "Well, you know what? I'll let them explain it. Here's them on what happened back to back."
Well, as far as touching, I mean, it's obvious touching with the handshake line. There, it must have been more than that.
Oh, more than that. Yeah. Touching me unnecessary was also for the fault. And at that point, I thought
he came up to me, pulled his max down, and said, "I'll remember that." And he started pointing at me and tapped me in the chest. And I said, "Hold on, let me explain to you why I took the timeout." Maybe he doesn't know the rule that you get the 10 seconds reset. I wasn't going to put my players in that type of situation to have to break a press in 4 seconds, coming stiff and cold off the bench. I wouldn't do that for a regular group. I can take a timeout. It gives my players the best chance to have success. So that's where it started, that he said, I'll remember that. And I said, hey, let me tell you why I did what I did. And he didn't want any part of it. Kept moving on.
So they're both explanation on what happened. Of course, the aftermath of all of that was the assistant coach from Wisconsin coming toward the scrum and Juwan Howard laying the smack if down on his candy ASS, and here we go with a 5-game suspension, and a lot of people are projecting that Juwan Howard is going to lose his job after the season. So give me your thoughts on that.
What's that record?
Who the Wolverines? No
Yeah.
one. I don't even know because they're not really relevant. I think I want to say they're around maybe 13 games won, 8 games lost. You know, not anything spectacular.
Are they even contending for the Big Ten title? Would there be a team that would be in the finals for the Big Ten title?
I mean, they're going to be in the Big Ten tournament, and anything can happen from there. And if they win the
Right.
tournament, put it like this: they wouldn't be in the big dance unless they win their conference.
The tournament. Win the tournament.
Yeah.
Win the tournament. Okay.
Right.
So,
Right.
if they win that tournament, then he'll keep his job. But if they don't, he's gone. He's gone.
Yeah,
And
but
the
if they
reason
win that tournament, that means they did it without him. Well,
it won't be. No, it's
was
5 games.
5 games
It's
left in the
5
season.
games
Okay,
left in the regular season.
okay.
So he'll be the coach for the tournament.
Oh, okay.
He'll be the coach
All
for the
right.
tournament. So
Okay.
if they really wanted to get rid of him, they would have suspended him for the rest of the season. The university would have. Big Ten could have said, yeah, okay, coaches score him, whatever. We'll suspend you for 5 games. You'll be back in time for the tournament. The school could be like, nah, we're suspending him indefinitely, and then get rid of him that way. But they don't want to get rid of Juwan Howard because it's Juwan Howard, Fab Five, right? So,
Right.
as far as the scorum itself, if a man come in your face, you right, you get hit. And I read what you wrote earlier, but here's the problem with that whole thing, man, is that's the wrong dude.
No, it was the right dude because he charged the crowd like he was gonna do something.
He did. He charged the crowd. He charged the crowd from the back of the crowd. From the back of the crowd, right?
Look, put it this way,
Mhm.
Corey. You the head coach, I'm the assistant coach, right?
Mhm.
Right? You the head coach, I'm the assistant coach.
Mhm.
You grabbed Juwan Howard,
Mhm.
and you move in front of him like you're not about to go that way. You move in front of him because you want. I'm going to
You
make you have this conversation, right? Right?
you
You put your
protecting
hands
me.
on, right? And you get pulled away by security. Juwan Howard get pulled away by his team, and then here come me running off the bench, running toward Juwan Howard. Right at
Right.
that point, is Juwan Howard supposed to say, "Well, you're not the head coach that initiated this, but
Right.
I'm just gonna let you charge me because you're not the guy.
I got
You can charge me if you get loose. If you get loose from
So
those 2
first,
guys that's holding you back, you're fine. But you can just come and smack me because you're not the guy that initiated. No, that's not how that works.
that little dude wasn't finna smack Juwan Howard, man. He's finna get in his face and start talking shit. That's
Okay, Corey.
exactly what he's
Then
about to do.
why was he approaching him and trying to break loose from the 2 guys that was holding
Well,
him
he
back?
was trying to
If you're
break
not going to do
because
anything, why are you acting like
man,
you're going to
listen,
do?
Melvin, you know just as well
Why are
as
we
I
so
know
sure?
is everybody.
How do I
Everybody's tough
don't
in
know
the
that.
crowd.
I don't know that.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
You don't know who you
Yes, you
don't
do.
know who know jujitsu or who know daggone martial arts, or you don't know that dude came on here and roundhouse Juwan
He's gonna
Howard. If
spin
he
it
would have came in
roundhouse
and
kicking.
roundhouse him, then what?
Come on.
If he would have came and roundhouse them, then what? You can't look at a guy and be like, oh, he's smaller than me. He's not gonna do nothing. I'm just gonna let him run up on me. That's not how that works.
Ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Come on, man.
It's not ridiculous, man.
It's ridiculous.
Come on, man. Look at the comments. Look at the comments. Here's Marvin. Marvin said, this was sad, right? And I agree. He said, you still don't put you don't put your hands on nobody. What kind of message they're sending your players? Okay, that's one.
You
right?
don't put your hands.
Luther's laughing.
Of course.
Right.
I'm laughing too.
Here's Marvin again. No excuses. You do not lay your hands on nobody. He should be fired. Also, he's saying Juwan should be fired. Well,
He's not gonna get
or
fired.
you saying Wisconsin's coach could be fired for grabbing the dude by his chest?
You not okay. Now that is the one thing that I will say. The person that put his hands on Juwan Howard first, right? He did. He put his hands on Juwan Howard first, right?
And
that's when it was broken up.
The line.
That crossed the line with him.
The line. Right.
It ain't
right.
So if Juwan Howard was like, let's say Juwan Howard was like some kind of security camera or something, right? And everything is green, right? That coach went to yellow. Everything was still green. When that dude put his hands on Juwan Howard, his photo goes to red, right? And Juwan Howard, everybody in Wisconsin, red and white, all of their faces went red. So anybody was finna get it, right? And you're not supposed to do that, man. That's not right.
Especially if you're charging from your bench. I mean, you just it's a reason why, as a rule, if anything happens on the courts, you do not clear the bench because that escalates everything. You don't clear the bench. It escalates everything. Let us handle it on the court with the guys that's on the court. Here comes his assistant martial arts specialist that looked like he was about to come in roundhouse. Juwan Howard had two dudes restraining him. He was still trying to get to Juwan. And
because he's tough in the crowd.
Juwan was able to see it at the corner of his eye and see the dude was about to roundhouse him, and he smacked him.
He reached across like 5 people and smacked him.
Exactly, because if he wouldn't have done that, then that guy would have reached across 5 people and roundhouse him. And I'm being serious. And no, Juwan should not be fired. Fired for what? For protecting himself?
He wasn't protecting.
Look, so you got a head coach and an assistant coach charging you like they charging the mound. Let me ask you a question. You pitching. You play baseball, right? You play softball and baseball, right? I don't know if you ever pitched, but if you on the pitch,
I did.
I did. And you by mistake, not on purpose, by mistake, hit the hitter with the ball.
Hit the batter with the ball. Gotcha.
Hit the batter with the ball, and he charges the mound.
Gotcha.
Right? Are you gonna say, well, I'm 6'8", and he's 5'11", and he's running toward me? I'm not gonna smack him. I'm just gonna let him just Goldberg me, and then whatever happens. Are you gonna do that?
So here we go with this analogy that you're talking about, right? With this scenario, right? Okay. Right. I hit somebody with a ball, right? They get mad, come to the mound. If my catcher don't get a hold of him, right, we got to fight.
Okay. Now, what if the guy that charged the mound got intercepted by somebody and they're holding him back, but then another guy comes off the bench and charges you? Do you say I can't smack him because he's not the one that initially started it?
We got to put 5 people in. We got to put 5 people there. That's a bad scenario because it's a free run. Whoever the fastest getting to you.
Exactly. So what the answer is, it don't matter who's charging you. You know their intent.
That's not a good one.
It doesn't matter who's charging you.
Okay, it's just okay. I don't know if you remember this. Do you remember when Pedro Martinez for the Red Sox? When he slammed
on his way up there?
No, when he headlocked the old man and slung him down on the ground. You remember that?
Yeah.
You remember that?
Old man, that grandpa deserved that. He should have set his tail down. You don't charge nobody.
Man,
you don't charge nobody.
He could have had a heart attack and died, man. He could have had a heart attack and died.
You don't charge nobody and think they're supposed to play by your rules.
Pedro just slung him down. He could have really ended him if he wanted to, but he didn't.
Should have. And he would have been justified. If he would have slammed him and stuffed a mud hole dry in him, he would have been justified, and he still would have gotten the Hall. Still would have gotten the Hall of Fame. I'm dead serious, man. Dude, you can't look. Just like I said in the post, you cannot cross the line ever so slightly and then be like, "Well, we at work, so you can't do nothing about it."
The line was crossed when the coach put his hands on him.
Exactly.
That dude was just running over there to run his mouth. He saw a big group of people. He thought I can say what I need to say across.
Say that, Corey. You don't run to no crowd.
He stopped. He stopped.
He could have texted that.
He ran and stopped.
If he wanted to talk, he could have called.
If he really wanted him, he'd went over them people.
Corey,
he'd went over them people, fist balled, everything. Let me ask you a question. If you running into a pile, right, and you running to go do some damage, are you gonna run to the pile and stop, or are you gonna make something happen?
No, we can't say what.
Answer my question.
I'm talking about his intent.
But you asked me what I would do, so I'm asking you now. What would you do?
First of all, he looked like he had a bomb strapped to his chest. I don't know what he's doing.
Bomb? What?
Yeah, he looked like he had a bomb strapped to his chest. You've been deployed. You know. I mean, come on now. I mean, how you know Juwan Howard got PTSD?
Totally different scenario, man.
I'm nervous. I got a nervous twitch. I got PTSD. You can't charge people like that and be like, well, you should have known I wasn't gonna fight you. I was just charging you so I can come talk. No, you don't do that. You got two people holding you back, and the only reason why you ain't 6 inches to my face is because two players is holding you back.
Mel, come on, man. That dude posed no threat whatsoever.
How is charging me not a threat, Corey?
It's 5 dudes in between us, man. That dude is on the back of the pile. Juwan Howard used all of his reach to smack that dude on the side of his face.
Right. And the dude that he smacked could have used all of his reach to smack Juwan.
He was too little.
But Corey, that's not how that works. You can't look at person's size and be like, he don't mean me to harm.
It was a whole lot of people that came towards that pile, and nobody else got smacked but that dude. Now I'm gonna tell you what happened. That dude, because
you want him to smack everybody.
We couldn't. Yeah, if you're gonna smack one, smack everybody. Slap the shit out of everybody.
Yeah,
so here's the thing, right? Here's the thing, right? That dude ran up and said something smart.
He probably
because Juwan Howard's attention was still towards the coach, and then all of a sudden his head jerked right towards him. He said something smart. Well, he said some words that had to be eaten, so he got hit for it.
It's possibly he said something, but from what I seen, it looked like it was 2 Michigan players trying to hold him back, and he put his hands on one of the Michigan players as if he was going to move him out of the way.
He said something smart because there's a skirmish going on, right? And Juwan Howard is looking right at the dude that just put his hands on him. And then as soon as he ran up and got grabbed, he yelled something that caught Juwan Howard's attention. And as soon as he said it, Juwan Howard looked and smacked.
This what I want to do, especially hey Marvin. So I'm reading your comment. You said, "Come on, guys. You know what I mean when I say us, and we need to have more restraints." And you know what I mean when I say we.
Yeah.
This is what I'm going to do. I want to put the phone number up. So y'all can call in because I want to hear, especially my brother from another mother, Mike LeGrand. I know you listening. I need you to call in too, Mike, because this is an important conversation to have, man. And I hate that we
have to have it.
No, I'm glad we got to have it, but I hate that we got so many different opinions on it. But that's a good opportunity for us to have this conversation. So, and that's the first caller.
It is.
Hey, what's up, Mitch? Go ahead, Mitch. Let me hear what you got to say.
Now, you know, your mama taught you and to keep your hands, feet, and other objects to yourself.
Facts.
Man should have put his hands on him.
Right.
First of all.
Right.
But if you come charging in a situation, I don't care. You could be fighting somebody. And somebody run up and charge you, and you don't know who that is.
Right.
It's self-defense.
Hey.
At that point, it was an all-out fight. Even though the fight hasn't broke out, it was a fight at that moment. And you're charging first of all, Juwan Howard was a victim, right? He was the guy. He was trying to walk to his place of duty and go to the locker room. All he said is, "I'm going to remember that." He tried to walk past the guy. Hold on, Mitch. I got another call. Don't hang up. Hold on.
All
right. Okay. I got 2 callers on. I got 1 caller from Texas. Don't say anything yet. Let me finish this thought. So Juwan Howard's trying to walk to his place of duty, trying to walk to the locker room, and the dude grabs him with 2 hands and then moves his entire body in front of Juwan and is holding him in place. All right. So at that point, he's a victim just as much as the guy that got smacked was a victim.
All bets off.
Right. So Juwan was the first victim. Now they break those 2 guys up, and here comes this guy, the assistant coach, coming from the bench to victimize Juwan again. And Juwan was like, "Nope, not this time. You won't get your hands on me this time." Smack. All right, go ahead. Caller from Texas.
Yeah.
What's up? Who's this?
Marvin, man.
Marvin, what's up? All right, so explain to me what you were saying.
All right, check it out. First of all, the head coach, yes, he did put his hands on him. It was not nothing violent when he touched him, but Juwan was already angry. And he did. They walked away from that. Now listen to this. This was way on down the road a little bit when he finally smacked this guy. And what it shows is this. It shows no restraint, guys. And you cannot do it. You are in a position that you're supposed to be a mentor to these young guys. Plain and simple, this is how it worked out. After Juwan swung is when the fight started. Don't tell me that they were not fighting before he smacked that guy.
You could see the level of intensity change when he hit him.
Yes. Okay. All right. Well, hold
You
on.
could visibly
I
see
understand it. Yes. It was pushing. It was a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but nobody had threw a punch. Nobody until Juwan did, which just enhanced everything. Now, I'm just going to say this, guys. What message? Tell me, what message does that give to his players? That's why more scuffles broke out, because he swung first. First of all,
Marvin.
All right, I know you want to defend him, guy, because you say this guy was running up on him. This is not the corner of on 150. I'm from Chicago.
It can be. It's a reason why. It's a reason why that was your upbringing. It was a reason why that was your upbringing. This is the message, Marvin. The message is: try Jesus, don't try me, because I throw hands.
I just listened to that song earlier today. I understand.
And you felt it, didn't you? You felt it, didn't you?
Well, here's the deal. Though. He gonna try Jesus when he gets fired. And it ain't funny. And he didn't put out a good message to his players, guys.
I think it was a very good message. Don't let nobody let nobody play with you.
That's why we've been in the same position we've been in, because we don't have the patience.
No. Juwan Howard. No, Marvin. So that's the difference between me and you. Juwan Howard represents himself. That ain't a weak.
Okay,
that ain't, hold on. That's not a weak thing, because when Bobby Knight was smacking them kids upside the head, throwing chairs in the half court, and cussing out referees and getting, did we say Bobby Knight was all of white coaches?
Yes, I said it.
No. You didn't look at Roy. You didn't look at Roy Williams. You didn't look at Coach K.
No kind of violence.
But you didn't look at all white coaches in the lens of Bobby Knight. You didn't look at. Okay, so
I didn't hold it. No, I thought you said I didn't hold him accountable.
No. My point is, Juwan Howard don't represent the whole black community. Juwan Howard represents himself only.
But let me say this: just because you say it loud, don't mean it's right, baby.
Okay.
That's true.
So
we're not saying I won't even say it's right. I mean, he's wrong for actually putting hands on a dude.
And ain't nothing else to say. It ain't nothing else to say.
It is. But at the same time, if rules of the games are the rules of the game, why is the man running over there in the first place?
Because everybody else was over there.
Eric, you're right. Ingram did charge in and throw punches, but that was a totally different scenario. That was a full-out fight. That was a brawl.
Yeah.
All I'm
gonna say is this: if my son was at Michigan on that basketball team, I would be ashamed.
Okay.
Because his coach, who came to my house, who recruited my son, threw a damn punch.
Mike.
Now, what about that?
Let me say this. I'm gonna agree with you 100%, and I think both things can be true. I think that what you said, that it was a shame, and if your son played for that coach, you would be ashamed. I think all of that can be true, and at the same time, it can be true that he was 100% justified. He had two dudes charging at him. Somebody about to get the smack of laid down on them. Somebody.
Okay, well, let me see. If you got video right there, look at it again. He had 4 people in front of him when they were coming. They couldn't even get to him. He had to reach over the top of them.
There was no way that little dude was gonna get to him.
No,
he reached around all of them and smacked the hell out of them.
You cannot do that. Bruce Lee would have got to him, and Bruce Lee little. Jackie Chan would have got to him. Come on, we can't do that, man.
I'm gonna tell you this here now.
We can chop it up. Now, if that assistant coach ran there and threw a punch, then what?
I appreciate you.
Then he deserves. Then he get the green light to get his ass beat.
For sure.
I'm gonna say this.
Go ahead, Marvin.
This ain't the backside of Chicago. I was born in Gary, Indiana. Back in the day when we was coming up, you right. We slapped the hell out of somebody.
Right.
But you in a position of authority right now. You do not do that.
I agree.
He should have did the same thing he did. He didn't slap the head coach, and he put his hands on it.
Yeah,
Why
but
he didn't slap him?
I don't know the answer to that, Marvin. But what I think is that he held all the restraint he had in him left when he was telling that coach, "Don't touch me, get your hands off of me." He had all the restraint.
Yeah,
But when
I believe that. He knew he was more. I'm gonna tell you what it was. He knew he was more in the eye of the camera. He knew everybody was watching.
I really
He
think
lost
that
his
when
cool. Whatever that dude said, man. Whatever
either
that
what
dude said to him,
either what he said
when he
or when
lost
he
his
put his
cool.
hands on the players. He I'm okay with you grabbing me. I can handle that. But when he grabbed his player and moved him out the way,
Okay. Well, I'm gonna pose the question to you. What message do you think this sent to his players?
I already told you, try Jesus. And I mean that. I mean that.
All right.
When the coach swung,
we all been on a team before. We all been on a team before.
You know who's gonna suffer? You know who's gonna suffer the most through this?
it is ridiculous, Ryan. I agree.
You know who's gonna suffer the most through this?
Who? Jawan?
The kids.
The players.
No, the kids.
Yeah, the players.
What?
Yes,
Hold on. You think biology class go be affected tomorrow?
No, listen.
Then how the players gonna be affected?
No.
Hold on, they getting a free. Hold on, wait. They getting a free wide ride, and ain't none of them got pro aspirations. He ain't got no pros on that squad. They getting a free ride.
No, but
Marvin. How does this affect biology class tomorrow? How does this affect?
I'm not talking about the class.
Shop 101 because some of them ain't some of them getting a general degree. Right? How does this affect shop class tomorrow when they go in and hot wire car? Well, I mean, how does it go affect it? How does it go affect bowling 101?
I'll tell you what it do.
They ain't going to class. First of all,
let me say this. I tell you what it can do. It can. If I had a son and was young and was coming up and had inspiring dreams to be a coach in Michigan, it's affecting him right now because they ain't gonna hire him. How about that?
Let me address this comment Luther said. He said someone told him today that Howard, and I'm assuming he means Juwan Howard, set people back with the Miami coach lawsuit. What lawsuit did he have with Miami? And he said making a bad look as if the owners can sit back and say, this is why we don't hire y'all. Not my words, just a perspective to add to the combo.
I just said that, didn't I?
Well, but we know. So this is not even something I would even entertain because we know they're not.
It's not something that you would entertain, but it's something that other people might entertain.
Yeah, but my point is, you can say all day long we're not hiring you because of XYZ. We know why you're not hiring us, and it ain't got nothing to do with none of this. We know why you're not hiring us.
This is just fuel to the fire.
But this incident don't help the matter.
It doesn't.
So let me ask you a question. If I was a perfect person, right, or let's say Ryan Flores or Brian Flores, he don't have an incident like this on his record. Why is he not being hired? I mean, you can have the perfect coach that has no incidents like this, and he's still not being hired. So, like what I said,
that's not the system we in. You know the system.
Okay,
but no matter what it is,
right?
It ain't all negative things towards us, or when I say that, everything that's negative is gonna come into account.
Yeah, but
so if it's negative and it's behind us, then that plays a part of the hiring process.
Let me ask you
this. They can say that.
Let me ask you this, like the example I gave with Bobby Knight. Bobby Knight's actions did not affect other white head coaches. Why would Juwan Howard's actions affect black head coaches or black?
Okay, so let me ask you this. When T.O. or let's say when Des Bryant was on the sideline, he'd be yelling, screaming at players and stuff to get right? That he was a distraction to the sideline, right?
Right.
That's part of the reason that he got cut. Tom Brady does the same thing, and it's what?
Passion.
It's passion.
Right.
It's passion. It's the same thing. It's viewed different.
Yeah, it's definitely double standard.
It's viewed different. So Bobby Knight, that stuff he was doing, that's passion. That's his love for the game. He just loves the game too much. Juwan Howard smacking the shit out of somebody. That's
bro.
Yep.
I even heard somebody go as far as saying what Sandusky was doing at Penn State was passion.
Well,
So did.
like I said, the most important
I'm
thing in this
done.
thing
Show's over. I'm
is the
done.
kid.
I'm done. I'm done.
Mike,
To
what's
me,
up?
guys,
What's going on, man?
to me, guys, the most important thing in this thing is the kids. All I want to say is this. Howard should have known better. We all know he should have known better. It's not sending a good message to any kid, to anybody, to me, to you, to a woman, to anybody.
Yeah.
It's not sending a good message. To be an adult means you hold restraint. To be a thug, and I'm not saying that Howard is a thug, to be a thug, you throw that punch. You go back to your traits in Chicago. Just listen, guys, I'm telling you, that tough shit is gone, man. That's gone, guys. That's over with, man. This is the business now, man. And you make it look ugly and you make it look bad for a whole lot of other people, man.
Okay, I mean, like I said, I think multiple things can be true, and I'm not going to disagree with you at all on that at all. You know, I would like to see a better showing, and I wish Juwan Howard didn't do that. I wish he had more restraint. My only point, my only point is he was being charged by multiple guys. Someone's going to get smacked. I'm sorry.
He's that boy 6'8", 260. You know damn well
that's not that Marvin. That's not fair. And that's something my boy Mike said when we was talking about this on the post. It's not fair for you to say your size has to be taken into indication when someone's charging you.
They didn't swing on him.
That's not
fair.
They
didn't swing on him.
Go
ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
No, what I was going to say was, can everybody hear me?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
What I was going to say, like me and Marvin kind of had the same points. Like the way y'all are kind of narrating this to me is a bit extreme because y'all are trying to say that this coach stopped and impeded Howard, which he did. He got in his way. But you're going to try to say that he restrained Howard from moving? Really?
Yes.
No. Howard is 6'9", almost 270. I would say 260 at the most. You really trying to tell me this guy restrained him in place from moving?
What I'm trying to say, Mike, is that he was on his way walking to the locker room, and he impeded him. So maybe he didn't restrain him physically, like if Howard didn't want to get past him, he couldn't. But if Howard wanted to get past him, and you got two hands on my chest and you put your entire body in front of me to impede my walkway, in order for me to get from point A to point B, I had to physically move you out of the way, which means he would be slamming that old man with the George Jefferson haircut on the ground, which would have looked just as worse as smacking fire out of the other guy.
Let me ask you this.
Hey, Vaughn, turn YouTube off. I got an echo coming from you.
Let me ask you this. What was Howard's initial response when the coach stopped him? What did Howard do?
He stopped and pulled his mask down.
All right. What did Howard do with his hands right after?
So he put his hand on him and he had one finger in his face.
Did he not grab the coach back?
He did. He grabbed him.
Okay. And I'm not saying that to say that like he was trying to be physical with him, but obviously he didn't want to deal with the coach. I think we all agreed on that. Like, he's trying to avoid the situation as best he could.
Right.
And so, obviously they got heated and stuff like that. They got separated. Everybody kind of rushed in, gaggled in and stuff like that. And where y'all saying these people are charging at Howard, like I don't see how that even.
What's a better word for it, Mike? What you think that they walked up to the crowd and they didn't want no smoke at all? They just walked up there to what? To have a conversation.
Wanting smoke and not wanting smoke is beside the fact. That dude was behind, like I said, he was behind three people. And he said something because you can't see if his mouth was moving or not because his back is to the camera.
Yeah.
He said something because Juwan Howard was still looking at the first subject, which was the head coach. Mm-hmm. Because him and the head coach were still involved in a heated conversation, right? But there was people in between them.
Yes, they were.
That dude came from around the side between two or three people, right? And said something that immediately made Juwan Howard's head jerk towards him.
I'm gonna tell you, right? I'm gonna tell you what he did. He said something that's going to immediately get him fired.
Probably. He probably
the assistant coach.
Yes, the assistant coach.
Gotcha.
The assistant coach said something that made Juwan Howard's attention turn directly to him. So whatever he said was bad, and he got smacked for it.
Yeah, he got the fire smacked out of him.
Now here's it is. Now there was a bunch of young black kids around there too. You figure they was offended too? None of them raised their hands. Not
as soon as he said what he said, he got hit, and the level of intensity raised. You could see it as soon as Juwan Howard hit him. The level went up.
I'm gonna let Chris and Vaughn get in here real quick. They've been waiting. But I want to say this one thing, Marvin. You can't assume that if one thing is said, that everyone that's from a particular demographic has to be offended by that one thing. It's not fair. Look, I just got finished watching Bel Air first episode when Carlton was in there doing the shmoney with all his little white friends, and they were saying the N-word. Carlton wasn't offended at all by them saying the N-word, but Will was, right? Well, and I know this is fake. I know this is fake, but that scenario has been played out so many different times in so many different places.
Okay, I'm gonna say one more thing, then I'm gonna go ahead and step off there where you can get some more callers in if you don't mind.
Okay.
This is what I want to say. If nobody can hold restraint, and meaning the head coach can't hold restraint, then we're in a bad shape, man. We're in bad shape, dude. Because he's supposed to be the model of consistency for that organization. He's supposed to wear the shirt and tie, because when he signed that contract, and I'm gonna go back to that earlier take that I told you, when he came to my house and recruited my son, he gave me confidence that he was an adult and he was going to take care of my son and he wouldn't put him in no harm's way. If he raises his hand on the basketball court to anybody, and I mean it in a sense like this, he didn't run out there and jump on somebody after they were jumping on one of his kids. He was the first to raise his hand. He's totally in the wrong. Now, I'm gonna rebut my statement about him being fired. I hope he doesn't. But in those circumstances, he should be fired. Period.
Marvin, I appreciate that whole. I appreciate this whole exchange, man. I appreciate it for sure. But
no problem.
Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you stay locked in for the rest.
And I'm gonna be calling you too, man, because I want to talk basketball.
Oh man, we about to get into it, man. But I will say this before you get off the line. Whenever I do meet you, the first thing I'm doing is I'm charging you. And you bet,
okay,
and you bet not.
I don't know if this is legal. I'm 60. I'm gonna shoot. So all you want to do before you charge Mr. Tatum, because my last name is Tatum. I'm Jack Tatum's youngest nephew. If you charge me, before you charge me, you need to tell your family this is the last time they're gonna see you.
You see the difference. So I can't charge you, but the assistant coach can charge you.
You know I'm joking. I'm from Gary, Indiana. What am I supposed to say? Oh, bubble.
All right.
And my last statement to you is this: it ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun, baby.
All right, bro.
All right.
Yeah. All right, Chris, go ahead, man.
Yeah, what's up, gentlemen?
Yeah. Is that a bag of cocaine behind your head? What is it?
Nah, I'm in my break room at work. That's like the kind of tinfoil or something they got in the window. But so I've been watching this thing for the last couple of days, and they were talking about some things were said. Each coach said their own side of the story. You know, Juwan said his piece. The head coach for Wisconsin said his piece or whatever. And it all started with the handshake line. At the end of the game, do your handshakes and then go about your business. And everything, you could tell Juwan was upset because he called a timeout with like 15 seconds left. They're up by 15,
Let's just be real. He was upset because they got their ass beat. But go ahead.
No. I mean, no, not really about that. But like, there are unwritten rules in sports, and especially basketball. That's why you see in the NBA, you don't see the veteran guys go down and get a dunk when they up by 25 with 13 seconds left. It's just some things you don't do. So he was already peeved about the fact that the Wisconsin coach called a timeout with 13 seconds left and you're up by 15. You don't do that. But he was like, I'm going to go get this handshake and I'm going to go about my business. The Wisconsin coach said that he was trying to tell Juwan the reason he called a timeout. Yeah. That's why he stopped him. That's why he put his hands up, because Juwan was just going to handshake and go. He put his hands up, but with Juwan's momentum, that required him to put his hands on Juwan. Now Juwan is going into what he knows. Don't touch me. I don't.
Right.
And then that's when he gave him the
different set
finger
of
in his
rules
face.
at that moment. Yeah, different
Exactly.
set of rules.
That's when he gave him the finger in his face. He was like, "I'm gonna remember this. I'm blah blah blah." And he, don't touch me. You can see him. That's when he pulled the mask down. And he's swiping the hand down. Don't touch me.
Just to let him know, so you can read my lips. Do not touch me.
At that moment, he just identified himself as the op. Go ahead.
So at that point, that's when all the other coaches and the assistants realized that this exchange is getting a little heated and is going on longer than normal. The players start coming in, whatever.
Players saw
it too. Now, so they start to pull Juwan and Coach Guard back. Now, in between that moment and when everything started getting crowded in front of that table, the assistant coach came over. And he did have to get through a couple of people, but my belief is he was just trying to get his coach back. But like Corey said,
wait. The assistant coach was trying to get his coach back. No,
that's what I believe.
No, the security guard had already pulled the coach all the way off.
It was still talking.
Yeah, it was like he was kind of
but the security guard had already had him under control. Coach Guard was already gone. The assistant coach was all the way on the other side of the scrum, not even looking for a Wisconsin player. He was looking for Juwan. That's why the two Michigan players jumped in front of him to stop him from getting to Juwan. He was about to come over there and freaking karate kick Juwan.
He was not doing karate kicking.
Yes, he was.
He was gonna give Juwan a piece of his mind. That's what he was gonna do.
So,
but he got a if these people weren't here, I'd slap the hell out of you.
That's the problem. Everybody think because he was a young guy, because he was a smaller guy than Juwan, and probably because he was of the Caucasian persuasion, y'all probably thinking he can't fight. Right, like so seriously, y'all stereotyping, thinking this dude can't fight and thinking Juwan can fight. Right, and we just seen that he threw an open hand maul. I ain't never seen nobody do that. Never seen nobody, not even a pimp did that.
But
so
that's exactly what it was.
But
Juwan was in danger. So be real about it. Be real.
So you be real.
because of the angle of the camera, like the camera angles, the camera footage that we got, did
you see the floor angle?
On what the other side?
The floor angle, you can hear everything.
So what did he say?
So from the floor angle, before the floor angle gave me a better perspective because I thought Juwan didn't say anything until he got touched. Juwan had told him before the coach touched him, he was walking past and he said, "I'm going to remember that." He took his mask down and said, "I'm going to remember that," but he was still trying. He wasn't even looking at him. He was still walking by. His whole goal was to tell him, "I'm not going to forget what you did," and just keep walking. But when he said, "I'm going to remember that," that's when the dude grabbed him and moved in front of him like, "Nah, you're not going nowhere. I'm about to tell you.
And that's cool. And that's where he okay, if you want to go in that direction, that's where he presented himself as the op, right? Mm-hmm. Right then.
That's when he said, "I'm the op."
That is where all the attention was. That's where all of it was. It was them two. Everybody came over to get in between those two, right?
Right.
This assistant coach, right, comes over, right, and he gonna give a piece of his mind too. I'm safe because I'm behind this tower of people, right, and I can yell at you and say whatever the hell I want to say to you. And he said something out of line because Juwan Howard was focused directly on the head coach. His attention immediately went to the assistant coach, and that's when he swung. He said something smart.
I feel like in order for Juwan to have reacted the way he did, the assistant coach would have had to say something along the lines of a racial slur. That's the only thing I can think that would have sent Juwan.
Or called him a baby back bitch or something. You know what I mean?
But we can't. I don't want to speculate that if we don't know, because that's the same thing we did.
I don't know.
Miles Garrett and old boy from the quarterback from
Well,
Pittsburgh.
Mason
We don't
Rudolph
know.
called him a
Mason
nigga.
Rudolph.
He called him a nigga.
Yeah, but we don't know if he did or didn't. I mean,
We
we
know
don't
he
have no
did.
evidence.
I,
We
I,
know he
honestly,
did.
I honestly think if there was a racial slur said, I honestly think we would have found out a lot sooner versus later. One of the players would have said something or tweeted something or got on their social media and said whatever. I'm just like, I don't know if it was Marvin or the other guy. Like, you can't tell me like if the coach said, say if he said nigger, like, I'm sorry, I don't know if I can say that on the radio. My bad.
Well, you two don't care, but I try to keep it down.
My bad.
Yeah, but you get me because I am an equal opportunity specialist.
Let's say a wig or two then.
No,
Yeah,
we're not doing that.
But like if they said a racial slur, you gonna tell me like all the black people there are just gonna turn a blind eye to it, or all the black kids in that vicinity? You see what I'm saying?
I'll put it to you like this. The pros are a lot more freer than college.
I agree with that.
So when it comes down to posting on social media afterwards, I'm pretty sure U of M athletics directors was like, y'all, if I see y'all post anything, scholarships is cut. Boom, bam. You know, I'm not sure if that's gonna be if it's that drastic, but I'm just saying like I could understand like college directors being like.
I think it's the same way in the pros, though, Chris. I think it's the same way in the pros as well.
No, in the
think
pros,
of an organization
it's
like. No, listen. Thinking about organizations like the type of ship that Bill Belichick runs in New England, you ain't tweeting nothing in that organization, and you better not be in a contract year and cause some type of distraction with something you tweeted and think you go get re-signed. So it's players is gonna be tight-lipped because look, like with the Antonio Brown situation. Players is like I ain't saying nothing because we trying to win the championship and we got this going on. We not about to cause no distractions. And Antonio Brown's not part of the team no more. We're not saying a thing, right? So I think that happens a lot. They just
New England won't even tell you.
They just don't want to upset the chemistry.
New England won't even tell you injuries.
They'll
tell you nothing.
That's true.
I'll tell you nothing.
Guys, I just want to say, I think it was an unfortunate thing, man. You know, I mean, us as blacks, man, we gotta restrain ourselves. We already.
I just watched it again on my phone just to make sure it was nothing that I missed. Right?
Did you see the floor angle?
Take a look at it.
I did. I just looked at both angles, right? And that dude said something. Because it was a zero in on him because there was a whole lot of people in between him, and that dude had stopped charging everything, and he said something that focused Juwan Howard's attention right at his face.
You're right. Now after him saying something, do you condone what what Howard did?
No.
I mean, come on, guys. Y'all know dang on well people gonna say stuff all the time. I mean, it's that little edge. He tipped him over that edge. And in Juwan Howard's case, he is in a high authority position, guys. It's just something you do not do, man. Now this ain't Michigan. This ain't 5-5-5 no more, man. I'm telling you how bad this looks on him. Now picture this. Now he might not get fired, but is he ever gonna get another head coaching job in college? I don't think so.
I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't say like he's like done.
It's still Juwan Howard.
Yeah,
it is.
Okay. All right. So all right. All I'm gonna ask you guys, all four of you guys, y'all running an organization. Would you hire him?
Yeah, if his
I would.
The best,
because I get him. I understand them. That's different.
It's gonna go further, guys. His hiring would go further back than just that. It would cause problems, recruiting problems. It's going to cause problems in the university, guys.
You're talking
before I hired Bobby Knight.
You're talking about this as if this is a reoccurring thing. Like Juwan Howard just gets in fights constantly.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the first time we've heard of Juwan Howard getting into an altercation.
Because what's calling getting more fights than Juwan Howard? He ain't even the person to get the most fights on campus as a coach. Jim Harbaugh getting more fights than anybody I know.
I ain't never seen Jim Harbaugh.
Jim Harbaugh is in somebody's face every other week.
But he ain't throwing no punches.
Well, he gets restrained, right? He does.
But thank you, Jesus, Thank you, Jesus. That's for him. But somebody was restraining Juwan Howard at the time. He reached over the top of him and slapped the hell out of him.
And thank
Yeah,
God
but
he did, because he might not be here. He
people.
might not be here to tell the story if he didn't reach
Oh
over and
my
protect himself like
God,
that. That's what I'm
that
saying.
dude,
Ain't too many.
that dude
Ain't
Boy,
too
was
many
that boy
people
five
crazy.
people
on
That
away
that.
boy
from him,
crazy.
man.
What you figure that boy had a danger in his pocket? He's finna pop him, huh?
I don't know what he had, man. I got PTSD. That remind me too much of a suicide bomber the way he ran up there.
Boy,
But see,
shut
that,
your ass up, man.
that's
It's
the
stupid.
that's the
Hey
thing with
man,
the videotape, though.
I did want to say appreciate you letting me on the show, man. You know, I do a lot of podcasts around United States, man. I'm from Gary. I'm in Dallas, but
Yeah.
boy, who was you guys' team? LA?
Man, I'm in Dallas too, man.
Oh, are you in Dallas? Yeah, man. I'm out here
Yeah.
right across the street from Duncanville High School, man.
Okay, I'm in Garland. I'm right down the road
Oh,
from you.
sweet. Yeah, when I first moved down there, I had a crib in Garland. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, man, I'm gonna say something to y'all, man. I do a lot of podcasts, guys, in the New York area. And if you
Okay.
think any fans is passionate, brother, them people up in New York are crazy.
I
Yeah.
believe it.
Let me tell you.
Man,
Let me
I
tell you
believe it.
this, bro. Let me tell you this. I'm a Lions fan, and we went 0-16. It don't get more passionate than that, bro.
I can just imagine, baby.
It don't get, and I'm still rocking with the Lions, man.
Hey, man,
I
and
still
see,
got hope for the future, bro.
that's a true fan. That's a true fan.
I
You know, I
I
do.
still buy merchandise and tickets, bro.
Yeah, I tell you this,
Y'all got
guys.
half a championship though. You good. You got half of one this
You
year.
right. Detroit Rams,
That's
baby.
right.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
That might even sting even worse. He left and ended up getting a damn
I
a
knew it was
Super
gonna
Bowl
happen,
ring.
and I told everybody it was gonna happen. I was like, "Watch you get a ring as soon as you leave Detroit."
Yep,
He
yep.
sure
That's
enough
tough.
did. He sure enough
But all
did.
right, but around the board, guys, who y'all basketball teams, man?
The
Uh,
Mavs.
team that's in question right fucking now.
Who?
Michigan.
Michigan. Oh yeah, he
I'm talking
Michigan,
he
about
in
Michigan
Michigan.
NBA.
State.
I'm talking about NBA.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm a
Brooklyn
Bulls
right
fan
now.
still to
Brooklyn
this day.
Celtics. Did he say
I'm,
Celtics?
No, I'm a Bulls fan.
Cool, sweet. And did I hear? And what's the rest of y'all?
I'm a Mavs fan, man.
You a Mavs fan? And where you from, G?
I'm from Dallas.
Oh, okay. Now you said that was you acting like you that dude who run up on Juwan Howard. You know, I ain't too far from you.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
You see
I
it?
hear
Did
you.
y'all see him drop his head
Corey
like
has
I'm
some
from
base.
Dallas?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
from
Some
yeah.
Dallas.
base in there.
I'm
Now
from
I'm from
Dallas,
Gary.
baby.
Listen, I'm from Gary and I'm in. I'm from Gary and I'm in Dallas, and I haven't been to South Dallas too many damn times. So you don't put no fear in my heart, baby.
Good barbecue though. You like the barbecue, don't you?
Yeah.
Huh?
You like the barbecue though, don't you?
Oh man, it's sweet. I love Dallas, man. I've been down here for a long time, man. I love
Yeah.
Dallas. Anybody
Good.
they can talk all the noise they want to, boy. But if you get a friend, I don't care what color he is down here in Dallas. If he become your friend, that's your friend, brother.
Yeah, man.
Hey man, Dallas is sweet, man. But you know, I do podcasts all over, man. I do the New York podcast. I was on one last night. And them people up there so crazy. I'm talking about they Google and mapping each other, baby, to find each
Oh
other.
my God,
Yes, they
man.
Yeah,
are.
man. They
Yeah.
hot to the cores up there,
Look,
baby. I'm telling you,
look.
man.
So Mike over in the top right, man. Me and Mike, we what would you call our discussions heated or spirited? What
Hey
would you
man, I
call them?
like this, man. I cover this. I'm gonna tell y'all what. I got a lot of people that deal with this with me. I'm finna send them in here. Cause see, one thing about you, G, is you know you open. You open for that fan's voice, and that's what all fans want, man. They
Right.
want to be heard, man. The
Yeah.
passionate fans that's real about their teams, they want to be heard. They want to be
Yeah.
heard, man. Now you come on and you come on and you don't be Juwan Howard. Let me start right there. You be respectful, you be respectful, and plus you
Yeah.
need to know what the hell you're talking about when you come
Right.
on somebody's show. You know what I mean?
Facts. Yeah.
I
Send them
got
all
you.
over. Send them all over here, man.
Oh
We
man,
here
yeah,
every Tuesday,
man.
man, and we might start going more often than Tuesday, man. But yeah, send them
Hey,
all
you
over
know
here.
my brother's back home, man. My oldest brother, and when I was young, man, we straight Bulls fans, man. Bulls, Bass, Cubs, White Sox, and they started training me on the grind when I was young, man. And I talk to him every day because I'm finna start me a podcast myself, but mine's is gonna be a little different. I don't want to, just just dedicate everything to sports. I want to be kind of, open-minded with mine. And I'm gonna tell you something, because I think you could probably work with this, G. And I don't spit my literature to everybody about some of my ideas, but look around, man, and check your podcast and see if any podcast is doing 1 to 2 day shows, women only sports. Man, you wouldn't believe.
I think I know of one.
I'm telling you, you wouldn't believe. Now listen, you can get donations and all that, but see, women, they the one who pay, baby.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, when you let a woman have an open voice, one day you might have 10, the next day you have 100, because they follow each other.
You 100 babies, or what are you
No, 100 women on your show. Boy, crazy as hell. I said you might have 10 women call in one day, but the next day you might have 100 women call in.
No, I'm with you. I was messing with you. You had said something about you said something about open, and I ain't know if you was my legs or.
There you go. See that? See, boy, I tell you, you must be Juwan Howard's little nephew or some shit. What the hell going
on? Hey, let me let Mike get in here real quick, man. Stay on, don't go nowhere. Mike. Right. So Mike, what I was describing is that, the difference between how we discuss things here is we can agree or disagree and be respectful, but still be spirited. Like me and Mike been going back and forth all day about this. It ain't never not one time got disrespectful, but Mike spoke his mind. He told me he didn't agree with me at all. He told me I was dumb, not in those words, but you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I still love him like a brother. And we had the same disagreement on the Antonio Brown thing too. So, and it's no love lost, but go ahead, Mike.
No, I was just going to say, it's definitely more spirited than anything. I think we're clearly both passionate about the same thing. We just have different approaches to it. We see it on different perspectives. And I think you can kind of say that with everybody. We all have our different viewpoints and, how we look at things subjectively and things like that. So I just, like, with the whole Howard thing, like, what's his name? Ronald, that I was arguing with on there earlier.
Ronald Raj.
Like, yeah, like what I was trying to explain to him is, like, no one ever said that the coach wasn't at fault for what he did, but it, like Marvin said earlier, Howard's actions are what escalated that whole situation even more, and that's why I said I felt that if Howard would have smacked the coach that impeded him, put his hands on him, honestly, I'm like, hey,
that's right.
Shouldn't have touched him,
Well,
like,
I'm not.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I don't want to cut you off.
No, I was saying, so they got separated. Assistant coach came in, said whatever he said. Howard closes the distance to come over there and just maul the hell out of this dude. That's what they see on the camera. That's what is being broadcast right there, is the fact that he came in, he closed that distance to get to that coach to put hands on him.
Yeah,
right.
And even that's where I felt he was definitely out of line with that.
That's right. Even though it was 2 or 3 people in front of him, he made his way through those guys, reached over the top of them, and smacked the guys, man. Smacked the guy. I don't know if you guys can see my little screen name on the screen. And what it reads is Marvin's perspective from the other side. And the reason I put that on there like that is you remember I told you I go all around on different podcasts? Because I want to give outside perspective on these things, man. It's like when I deal with New York fans, I'm a Bulls fan. You wouldn't believe how limited it is that they're going to even let anybody like me in on their shows. But with the way I try to do the way I do my conversations, I'm not out there tooting my horn about the Bulls. I'm not saying, yo, man, did you see DeRozan here? I'm on a New York show. I'd be crazy to do that. And I do it like that with I'm truly from my heart, because fans out here are passionate, man. They really are. And issues, and in New York's case, they already think they, all that. And if they don't win something, one thing I explained to those guys was this, man, and I'm going to pose it to you guys. When the last time you guys seen a big time all-star superstar free agent go to New York? Y'all tell me.
Melo.
Kevin Durant.
To the Knicks. Durant ain't never been on the Knicks.
Carmelo.
You said New York. I thought you meant the state of New York.
Oh, not Brooklyn. I'm not talking about Brooklyn. You say Carmelo Anthony. Okay, I understand that. All right, now hold on. Now, how high on the pole is Anthony? He's not as high.
At that time when he went to New York, he was top.
Yeah, he was.
He was.
Okay,
he was
when
top
was that?
5 at the best, top 10 at the least.
Okay, all right. And if you I know you probably can't remember another one since then. Okay.
No, I mean, because
All right.
I wouldn't count Omari
I was
as a
gonna say
superstar.
maybe Stephon Marbury, but that's kind of a
Well,
reach.
all right,
Yeah,
all right.
and that was before Melo.
Here's the question I posed to you guys. Do y'all think that's a mistake? Do you think that's just a coincidence?
Well, first of all, this is the deal with New York, the Knicks itself, right? It's not a sexy place to go. The only thing New York has is that if you don't call New York the Mecca of basketball, all the basketball heads are going to say that you don't know your history, you don't know basketball. So people are forced to act like they like the Knicks and like New York. Yeah. New York ain't like that.
No,
New York is not like that. It's not the historic stuff that they tell us it is. It's just not. It's just as they're just as bad as the Hornets.
Yeah. Well, let me say this. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's nothing sexy about the Knicks, man. We just got to pretend like it is.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this. Now, to be honest, it was called the Mecca of basketball. I mean, it's kind of because of Rucker Park and all this and all that. But here's the deal on this, guys. The very reason they don't get superstars up there is because of the fans, man. The fans are brutal. And let me ask y'all something. If you was playing ball and you one of the top athletes in the league, why would you even want to go there? I mean, I can make money anywhere. I don't have to deal with all this, all this rhetoric and all this, everybody cussing, talking about my parents, my wife, talking about my wife's feet big, and you don't have to deal with that in every city, man. I'm serious, man. You ought to get some of the comments.
I think the only reason why that Knicks fans are brutal is because the Knicks suck. When was the last time you heard? That's real.
I mean, I agree.
When was the last time you heard Warriors fans bitch about the Warriors?
You're right. Hey, but listen, just 3 years ago,
you know what I'm saying?
Just 3 years ago, the Warriors was 15-50. I mean, 15 and they had a losing record. The Bulls ain't been winning.
But the thing about it is, you didn't hear Warriors fans bitching about it because Steph was gone, Clay was gone. There was reasons why they went 15.
They knew what it was.
And whatever it was, but the Knicks just suck, and they're showing it. Of course, you're gonna be brutal to the team.
Okay,
same thing with the Pistons. The Pistons suck, so Pistons fans say the Pistons suck.
Okay, but they not as brutal as New York fans. Come on now.
Didn't Kyrie and Durant want to go to New York before they went to Brooklyn?
No, it was a rumor.
I mean, the last time I checked, the Malice in the Palace happened to Detroit. That's pretty rough.
I was about to say,
that was a long time ago.
Philly fans ain't no joke either. So this is the thing about New York. This is the thing about New York. First of all, it don't matter how bad that team is, they sell out the Garden, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So that's number one. Number two, they get excited over anything. Linsanity, they wasn't even a playoff team, but Linsanity was a thing. And it only lasted 11, 12, 15 games, right? Well, and he still got a name off of that, right? Melo loved New York, but he wanted to go play in New York, and they treated him well as well. They treated Porzingis well just for being a unicorn for 2 years, right? They get excited over anything. You don't have to do much in New York. So I don't think people are shying away from New York because of their fans, because they only got to do a little bit of things to get them excited. Julius Randle's got them excited by making the playoffs last year.
Yeah, but see, the taxes are brutal up there. It's just not a real good. The taxes are. I mean, it's just ridiculous up there, man.
Yeah,
I say this. This is what I posed to all four of you guys. Check it out, man. Step into some of those podcasts in New York and listen to the callers that call in. And if you can, try to get in on the panel and see how you feel. It's not the fact that I feel intimidated at all, because I rolled through it like 900. Ain't no problem with me. But the deal is this, and I'm telling y'all, I didn't almost became a mediator up there, guys. Calm and I'm telling you, man, and they need counseling up in that camp, baby.
Which panel which podcast you be messing with?
I'm on I call into Knicks Fan TV to
I watched it a couple of times too. I like his stuff.
Yeah, with CP. Yeah. Nothing but Knicks with Sims. still Knicks fans. And then I just started up another thing, man, with this other guy named Erie, and his podcast is called Die Hard Knicks Fans. I got 4 podcasts that I deal with up there, and then in Chicago, I deal with Pat in the Windy City Breeze, and I go with a Chicago Bulls Central with Hayes, and I got another one up there, and then I got 2 more. I don't really deal with CP much in Philly. He got one in Philly that's pretty cool. It's a lot of good podcasts out, man.
Yeah.
And
I'm trying to grow this one, man. So we got,
and you got a great start going already. You got guys that's respectful on your panel, and the most important thing, like I said, in my eyes, is to be respectful, man, and knowledgeable about what you're talking about. Because you gonna get fact checked all the time. So know your stuff when you're dealing with this. Know your stuff. And one thing I don't condone is a lot of profanity, because it's, to get your word across, you ain't get, just like, one of my statements that I said was, just because you say it loud don't mean it's right, and that's the truth. You can spit your literature out there in a nice way, and people really appreciate it. You wouldn't believe how much feedback I get, and I've been doing this now for maybe 2 months. I got hurt. I'm retired, and I got hurt, and I start, because the Bulls. And see, now Pat up in Chicago in the Windy City Breeze, he do play-by-play. That boy cold-blooded. Y'all really need to check him out. He's cold, man.
I'm gonna check him out.
Yeah,
I'm gonna check him out. Hey Marvin, we go transition real quick, because it's already hit an hour. We've been on Juwan Howard for an hour. I only wanted to spend about 30 minutes on him, but we go transition to some of the things that happened this weekend with the All-Star game and all this stuff. All-Star weekend, of course, they revealed their top 75 players of all time. There's a lot of snubs, Dwight, Kyrie, all this good stuff. But here's the thing, though. Michael Jordan, the way they announced the top 75, they saved Michael Jordan for last, announced him last, of course, because he's the GOAT, right? But Michael Jordan he did something that I've never seen him do before, and he embraced.
He slapped Mary J. Blige on the booty.
Oh, he was all on Mary J. But he embraced Luka. He out there giving Luka a hug.
Oh yeah,
And
he liked Luka is a Jordan Brand dude, man.
I was about to say Luka is one of his athletes. Luka wears his shoes.
And for the first time, him and LeBron James had a moment where Michael Jordan embraced them, hug, and they had that stuff. But I want to play a clip for y'all from LeBron James's. I don't know. I don't. Yeah, I want y'all to listen to this, man, and hear why his excuse why Michael Jordan is all of a sudden bracing LeBron James.
While Broussard and Wilds might not be, Michael is a smart man and is resigned to the fact that, this was probably my last major NBA moment where I'm recognized as the GOAT. So I'm going to soak it all in. And Broussard, and I'm right about this. This part, I'm going to do something, I being Michael Jordan, I've never done, publicly or privately. I'm going to embrace LeBron, because I hope he's gentle in the transition of powers of greatest player ever. I hope he's kind. I hope he's better to me than I have been to him.
What the hell?
LeBron said it after the game. He was like, Michael and I aren't in the same building a lot, which is interesting because for the last 19 years, LeBron's been playing in the league and Michael owns a team. So there's plenty of opportunities for them to be in the same building. But Michael has gone out of his way to not be helpful, to not embrace LeBron, and to create a wall between them.
What is this dude talking about?
That's got to be Colin. That's got to
Corey,
be
go
Colin.
first. No, that's Nick Wright. Corey, go first.
This is all I got to say about that.
Already.
All right, Mike.
Nothing.
Why
Nothing.
is Mike embracing the younger generation all of a sudden? Does it have anything to do with what Nick Wright just said?
Honestly, I don't think it has anything to do. Like, we've all known Mike after, he retired. He's been basically a recluse. You don't really see him out doing a lot of things and stuff like that.
Right.
So I think for the first time like at this 75, he was able to be around his peers, some of the young dudes, some of the old dudes. And I think he just took the time to enjoy himself, you know?
Right.
Him being the owner of a team, he don't get the opportunity to do this, you know, to sit down and just bullshit with players from the past and players, you know, the present and stuff. So he just kind of embraced the moment and just went with it.
There's a video. There's a video of him lately, and it wasn't very long ago, of him playing a 2-on-2 game, him and Tom Brady versus some kids at the park. You just don't. I think he's starting to realize, man, that it's time to enjoy life.
Yeah.
He was looking like a blockhead Uncle Phil out there. I need the GOAT not to do that no more. That footage didn't look good. I don't want to see that.
He was looking kind of square, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. You know what I mean? But he been drinking that tequila and smoking cigars. You know what I mean? He been having a good time. And I think, man, it may be like it may even be some influence from his old lady, man. Like, look, man, you need to get your ass out there and enjoy this life, man. Like you bottled up too much, doing too many things. And it wasn't like he was just approaching people. Like people were approaching him. Like the GOAT is here. You understand what I'm saying? This
Mary
is
J.
our
Blige
opportunity.
practically threw her drawers at him.
She sure did. LeBron ran all the way across the court to go talk to the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? Like, come
guys,
on, man.
I got a question, guys. Was Scotty on one of the 75 guys of the NBA?
He was, but he didn't show up. He didn't want
Okay,
that
now
smoke.
see, that kind of hurt my heart that Scotty didn't show up.
Well,
he wasn't gonna show up after that book.
After you done wrote that book and talked all that junk about MJ, you can't show up, man. That dude.
What
that
you
dude
mean? I'll be damned.
Hey, he joined from a Zoom.
Hey,
you know he joined from a Zoom.
I bet you Larson was there.
Who, his wife?
Oh, stop it. Well, it was All-Star Weekend. You know, it was All-Star Weekend. You know, she had to be in the building.
But back to what Mike did. Let me explain something, guys. I'm from Chicago. I was there when Mike won. We won all them championships. Dudes, Mike was not an easy teammate guy. He was not an easy teammate to get along with. He was brutal, man.
Yeah.
He was cold-blooded. He had Horace Grant crying 3 times in the damn locker room.
Yeah. So I did an interview with Corey Blunt, and man, he talked about all that stuff, man. I mean, he got into some stuff about Mike, you know, and he told me, he was like, look, man, I don't think Horace and Mike ever really got along, and it was a good conversation, man. Y'all should go check it out, man. It's on the channel, man. Go check out the interview with Corey Blunt. But Nick Wright, man, is out of his mind, bro. Wright is out of his mind.
For Nick Wright is an idiot and a well-known bronzexual. This has been known. It's documented. But for anybody to say that MJ does not watch the new talent of today would be a fool. He can't. At him being a basketball player, him being a team owner, there's no way he's not watching the new generation coming up. He's watching it every home game in Charlotte. He's watching it on, he watches these games. He knows what's happening. He signed Luka. He signed Russell Westbrook. He has these athletes under him. So I don't think it was just the fact of him finally embracing the younger generation. I think it was the fact that he finally had a chance to be with the younger generation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think he had a problem embracing. I think he's always known that, now this is the game. But this is the first time he's been able to, figuratively speaking, let his hair down and just go be in the moment. You know what I'm saying? Him and LeBron for the last 20 years haven't been able to be in the same space often. But LeBron, I just saw this the other day. It was Ron Artest. Ron Artest said that famous pickup game that we still waiting on the footage of. Ron Artest said that MJ said that LeBron, he's like, that's going to be the one. And that's how the Chosen One nickname came about. Yeah. So MJ been known about this. There hasn't been no wall. There hasn't been no fence in between MJ and Brian. MJ knew what Brian was going to be.
You want to know what?
When you got two people.
You want to know what else is interesting? Nobody knew that MJ and Kobe was talking that much until Kobe retired and said so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jordan just don't. He's not a public figure, but he never a person in the public view, right? He's always been a public figure because he's Michael Jordan. He's never really been a person that's been in the public view like that. During the off season, you didn't ever really hear about Mike doing nothing, or you didn't have no bunch of paparazzi pictures and stuff like that. You just didn't. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. The Last Dance was the most information I found out about Mike besides him playing.
Yeah, that's because you're a baby. You're a baby. That's why.
Shut up.
You baby. You're a baby. You know how many things I was doing before you was born? I was already making peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
That was
and hooking
fine,
up my Atari.
You was born before the Great Depression, Mel. It's okay.
Whoa. Easy. Me and Mel went to high school together, so you call him.
So let's talk about this top 75 list, man. Obviously, it's some trash on the list. Well, I'm not gonna say. Yeah, go ahead.
Anthony Davis needs to get his ass off that 75 list.
He has to get off that list, man. He has got to get off that list, man.
I also didn't know that Klay Thompson wasn't on that list.
No, Klay's not on that list, man.
Yo, wrong, man.
List. Boy, they wrong.
Glass
man. Anthony Davis is about to be out for another 4 weeks after this last injury, which means that puts him at a total of what, almost 3 months missed out of the season.
Yeah, I don't. So this is the thing. I don't think Anthony Davis has done enough. He's a good enough player, but I don't think he's done enough to warrant him being on this list. I think it's players at his own position that has done more. I think Chris Webber has done more, and Chris Webber's not on the list. And even though Dwight is a center, I think Dwight has done more and is more deserving on that list. So I think Chris Webber or Dwight could have been on that list instead of Anthony Davis, and I think Kyrie Irving and T-Mac should have been on that list over Dame and Westbrook easily.
Hey man, I
was surprised when T-Mac didn't make that list because I was T-Mac and Iverson had a versus on
I haven't seen
Thursday or Friday.
They
did a highlight versus, and it made me think because they started talking about it. They was like, because Allen Iverson paid much love and respect to T-Mac, and I was like, damn, they didn't put T-Mac on the 75 list.
They put him on the list.
Crazy.
Bro.
Hey, check this out, guys. You know, I was rapping with my brother today, man. Boy, he hit me to something that blew my mind, and I want y'all, when y'all get a chance, check this out. You know the last shot that Brian hit for the All-Star game?
Yeah.
Run that tape back when you get a chance, guys, and look at the ball. You know what my brother told me?
What?
They put a magnet in that ball for the All-Star game, guys.
I hear about that magnet. No. This is don't you laughing, Mike? But this is a real thing.
It's true, guys.
Well, I don't know if it's true or not, but this is something that is possible, right?
Yeah.
And they do say that it's a magnet on the ball sometimes, you know. And
right.
And
look at the last shot, man. I'm telling you, the damn thing was a curveball.
It really was. That shot wasn't really.
See, it happened so fast.
See,
can you admit that, Mike? Can you admit that, Mike? That was supposed to be out.
Listen, I'm not gonna take too much of this slander, right? Because I like watching Curry play. And so if you say there's a magnet in that ball, that you discrediting the 16 threes that he hit.
That's right. Maybe
how else you go see 16 threes, bro?
That's right. Think about it.
The All-Star game.
Hey, we ain't never seen
uncontested shots, man.
Curry done been in 8 All-Star games. He ain't hit no 16 threes.
That's right.
When you gonna get a chance in the regular season to be able to knock down 16 uncontested threes?
That's true.
All I'm gonna tell you is this: look at that last shot.
I know damn well Curry can hit 16 threes.
Can one of y'all bring up?
He hit 20 in a row.
One of y'all bring up that last shot right now and take a look at it.
Yeah, I do it. Go ahead, Mike. Talk while I'm looking this up.
And look at that ball. Watch how the ball. It seemed like it's a curve ball.
Don't get me wrong. The way it went in did look odd. I mean, I'm not.
That's right. That's right. And I didn't know it until my brother told me today. And I was like, man, you crazy. So while I was on the phone with him, I went and looked at it. And I'm like, well, I'm be damn, that damn ball do look like it looked like it wasn't gonna go in, and all of a sudden it just shot over towards the rim.
So if that's if there's a magnet in the ball and the magnet is wet, why didn't it just hang on the rim? It went towards the net. It went towards the middle of the hoop.
Well, I can't.
The weight of the ball.
I can't explain that. But and I'm not even. Don't get me wrong. Don't quote me on it. My brother was telling me. My brother knows a bunch of junk. He knows a bunch of shit about this stuff. But it looked like it was something fishy. When he looked at it,
it might have just been one of them crazy things that's
That's
we're
what
not
I'm
gonna see
talking about.
again.
Yeah, just crazy coincidence, you know.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's good for entertainment. I think it is. I think it's a pretty good thing for entertainment. But I just don't know how much, if it gets out like it's, like I know it, now we talking about it, then somebody else found out about it, how much it's gonna bring to the game, NBA
It wasn't that bad.
But did it move a little bit?
Maybe it's just from the angle, the way that we saw the shot go in.
It just looked kind of
So the thing about it is, right, the way he shot the ball from where he shot it on the court, you gotta change the orientation of the rim from wherever you are, right? So if you straight forward from the top of the key, the back of the rim is the back of the rim, right? Simple as that. Yeah. You go over to the right side where LeBron was. Now what was the left side of the rim is now the back side of the rim.
Yeah.
So
that ball was overshot.
So the possession before that, Steph missed the game winner.
He was short though. He shot that bitch from hell.
He missed it. Yeah, he shot it from half court, but he missed it.
Sure, if I shot 24 threes in the All-Star game, my last shot probably looked like that too.
Yeah.
But then again, I was a bit of a hooper, so I probably wouldn't have missed it. You know what I mean? Nah, but what else would y'all take away from the All-Star game though, man, or just the All-Star weekend in general?
If I could be so kind to go first, because first off, the dunk contest was absolutely horrendous. That was the worst dunk contest I've ever seen. Ever.
It was bad.
And the dunk contest last year had only 3 people and was also pretty bad. But this one was worse than that. Shaq's face said it all. And I don't know if y'all saw the video, but Kareem Abdul-Jabbar left mid dunk contest.
Yeah, I seen that. he old, man. He probably had to go to the bathroom and go potty, man. You know they can't they can't.
Hey, don't talk like that.
As far as the other events, I like the new Rising Stars format. It gets to showcase a lot more of the young talent in the league. Not Cat Williams, Karl Anthony Towns winning the 3-point contest, showing just how much of a different league and how much a different big man is in the league now. So that was pretty dope seeing that.
Let's stop right there. Let's stop right there.
No, that was dope. That was dope.
Wait, but let's stop right
there.
You
a traditionalist though. You don't like big men that come outside that painted area.
That's not what I'm going with. Let's stop right there. Let's not pretend we haven't seen this before. Dirk is a big man who has won the 3-point contest.
Yeah.
And how many years ago was that?
But
Dirk was a shooter.
That proves my point.
So Dirk was a shooter. Dirk was a shooter.
I
didn't say it was nothing. I didn't say it was nothing new. But how many big men?
That shows the type of league we're in now.
Hold on. How many big men was doing it when Dirk was doing it? Versus how many big men are doing it now?
Rashid was doing it. Rashid.
Who else?
Pager. I mean, he's 6'9" big guy. And there was a lot of big dudes that wasn't necessarily stars, but coming off the bench. So I mean, do you want me to go down a list? And you want me to go find people who shot threes that was anybody 6'10" or above? That's what you want me to do?
Yeah, 6'10" or above. That's center range.
Ryan Anderson, Larry Bird, Manute Bol. Right?
You know what the fuck I was saying, Mel.
Rasheed Wallace.
Now
I knew that was coming.
that's the proper response to that.
I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming.
Like, damn, can you just let me get shit?
Look,
We
no,
would
because I hate that. I hate that this new era is doing something different. They're not doing anything different, bro.
No, they really not.
We're seeing it more than what it was then. When it was Dirk.
Kevin
Love is 6'9", 6'10".
No, he's 6'10".
Shooting them threes. Rashard Lewis, 6'11".
Kevin Love really ain't no big man.
Thank you, LJ. Hey, thank you. Hey, Detlef Shrimp. Yes, Sam Perkins, knocking them down.
Oh my God.
So wait a minute, guys. So what is it? What's the question he posing? Is it better for big guys to be shooting threes? What is?
I wasn't posing a question at all. Melvin here just decided to cut me off in the mid.
I went as soon as I heard Cap. As soon as I heard all that Cap.
Like, damn, bro. Like,
he won't even let you get no glory.
Melvin can't let me.
All that Cap.
I'm going through the whole weekend from Friday to Sunday, and Melvin just gotta go in there. Dirk Nowitzki.
Yeah,
exactly.
Say, V, give him a break.
Nobody forgot about Dirk.
No, but Chris, you said that shows the advancement of the league. That's what you said. And if you didn't, I just can't let you think.
Well, hold on. So,
Chris, to your defense, I understand what you're saying.
I got you.
I do too.
Explain it to me.
So Mel, were big men then shooting threes at the rate that big men are shooting now?
No. You asking me?
What you mean at the rate? What rate are they shooting them now?
Back then, big men were not. Big men were primarily down low.
Low post.
Dirk would back down before he would shoot a three. Right or wrong?
Dirk was the change. Dirk kind of changed the.
Dirk was the change.
It started with Dirk. He started shooting those threes. He was about the largest guy, one of the biggest guys doing it. But I'm gonna ask y'all this. That's this analytics. That's what this is. Y'all like this game better than the old game?
Nope.
No.
You ask Melvin, he gonna say no. Melvin like when you catch your elbow without getting a foul call.
No, that's see. If you go try to quote me, at least get the quote right.
Melvin, hey, listen, Melvin like it like this. If you ain't got blood on your jersey, did you play?
No.
Is it in you?
No. So here's my whole take on this era versus the era that I grew up watching when basketball was really basketball.
That's right.
The Bill Russell era.
First and foremost, there are so many levels to the game on offense, right? You got the post, you got the mid range, you got the 3-point, right? You know, that's the level, and then you got the other element of, you know, fast break and all that stuff, right? And so many facets to it. What they did with this era is they took the post and the mid range out of the game virtually, and they're only utilizing dribble drive and kickouts for threes.
Yep.
Right. It's just like, come on, give me all the other pieces of the game that's available. And the reason why they took it out is because if I'm just going to the rim for layups and dunks and threes, it's more exciting to people who are not purely basketball head or hoop heads. You know, you can have somebody like Billy Crystal fall in love with the game, who ain't never played it, who can't play it, who can't follow it, right? Or a person like Nick Wright can be on national TV analyzing the game, who's never played it, can't talk about the nuances of the game. All he can talk about is stats, right? So stats, like, and this is my favorite quote for Jalen Rose: stats are available so a novice can follow the game. Because if you take away stats and you put me and Nick Wright in a gym to tell me who's the better basketball player, Nick wouldn't be able to tell you without the stats.
Yeah,
and
I guess you can't determine winner or loser without stats either, because they count by points.
Sure, but guess what? Did you score more than your other team? That's how you determine a winner. You're not going to tell me you're going to determine who's the better player by who scored more points over the career.
Yeah, you got a point.
Yeah, because LeBron is going to probably be number one in all-time scoring, and I can name 10 players in the league now that is a better scorer than him.
Yeah.
So that doesn't mean he's the best scorer that the league has ever seen.
That's just longevity for LeBron, though. That's all it is.
And part of it is him being great and being able to score so easily. He's a good scorer. He's a great scorer. He's just not the greatest.
In LeBron's case, back in the day, he wouldn't have lasted this long, though, guys. They'd have beat him to death. You got you these guys touch fouling more nowadays. Back in the day, you was on, man. You remember when Mike was trying to win that championship against Detroit? They was damn near killing.
I mean, they bought a good.
It was a different game.
It was the last Boy Scout. Game. I thought I was watching the last Boy Scout. They had guns on backs on the.
I'm telling you, man. I mean, if you can, Melvin know he's a little older and I'm a little older. Back in the day when we would go on the courts ourselves, man, it was rough on that damn 3-on-3. You know, it was rough.
And listen, I get into it with Mel all the time about this, and I'm like, that's fine, but you can't penalize the guys that came up watching the league that we in now. You ain't playing that league. You can't penalize it.
It's not penalizing. It's a comparison. It's not penalizing. I'm not taking anything away from the guys from this era, but when you compare it with a better era, then it's a comparison. It's not a penalty.
But you say it's a lesser game now than what it was.
Of course.
I wouldn't say lesser.
That's not fair to say, Mel.
How long ago? But it is. Go ahead.
Because the game developed.
Hold on, Chris. Let Mike go. Let Mike go.
In my honest opinion, I think the game has changed because the powers that be, they have catered the game more to scoring less and less defense.
Right.
Like, absolutely. I'm not even talking about like the whole hand checking thing, but just the way they play defense now has changed because they want, guys to go off for 40, 50 points. They want these games to be in the high, 130, 120 category because we are in this statistical era now where all these stats we are just bringing in to evaluate players, Like we see it every day. There's like a new stat for LeBron to be the first player to dribble 10 times with his left hand and make a shot,
And it's entertainment.
That's just because ESPN be riding LeBron heavy.
And everything is heavily based.
Heavy ain't even the word.
Yeah, everything is kind of heavily based. Excuse me, guys. Everything is kind of heavily based now on money, man. So entertainment means a lot in this stuff. I mean, it's in change. Back in the day, the guys' contracts wasn't as high. They it's just like football players back in the day. And I ain't gonna bring that up and keep it for long. But the loyalty with the NFL towards their players, it's ridiculous. Think about it, guys. That's the richest organization in the world. And they can care less about Emmitt Smith, Walter Payton, any of them. But in basketball, you can see the younger generation is different now, guys. They play ball different. They glorify different. They actually, they can get, Mel, you probably know this, they get excited a whole lot more easier than we used to. They really do. Right. So a 3-point shot is a big thing to them. In our case, back in our day, if a dude hit a 3, we were like, okay, that's 3, but we still going down there and get this damn low post game going.
Yeah.
Well, it's not like that no more, man.
Yeah. A 3, you said something, a 3-point shot is a big deal, but in the case of Zion Williamson, a 3-course meal is a bigger thing. Go ahead.
Boy,
that segue was crazy.
Say, man, you know what? Now, this is my first time on this podcast, and I believe y'all, this man got a damn problem over here, man. I might need to call in his show and give him some damn counseling.
Jay said selling tickets is more important than good basketball. That's a good point, man. Like,
that's what it is. That's what it's based on nowadays. So
this is the transition, Chris. Before you go, this is the transition, right? Before Magic and Bird, all the superstars before that was a league where basketball was still kind of being learned how to be played. It wasn't no 3-point shot yet. Basketball was forming, and then Bird and Magic shows you, this is how you can actually monetize this game for real. We bring in excitement, all this good stuff. So it was pure, and they was still trying to figure out how to market it. and then Michael Jordan came, and it was the prime. Like if basketball was a player, the Jordan era was his prime, right? Now we passed the prime, and the best the game is ever going to be was the Jordan era. And then now they've really figured out how to market it, and they've taken it away. It's not basketball 100%. It's probably like 40% basketball, 40% entertainment, and then the rest of it is gossip and drama. And it's led by the Stephen A. Smith, the Nick Wrights. It's just a soap opera mixed with the circus, mixed with a little bit of basketball. And that's what it is now. And it's never going to get better than the Jordan era unless they revert back, which no one ever reverts back.
You know what? I think kind of to that argument, it kind of hurts this era of basketball is the fact that Jordan era, that Magic and Bird era, didn't have social media. There wasn't a lot of people who could have input about what's going on, and it widely reach out to millions of people. Whereas now you have the Nick Wrights and the Stephen A's and all of this who are getting to the people who are trying to get into sports or are just following the team because of a player, and they're letting these people influence them, and it's a lot easier for them to be reached because it's social media is a thing now, and it's just at your fingertips. You can boom, boom, boom. Oh, Nick Wright said this. Oh, Stephen A. Smith said this. Well, this has got to be true because he's been doing this for so many blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
I think that if you take away social media from this era of basketball, I think it would be less of like the gossip and the drama and a little bit less of the entertainment factor. It will probably be more basketball to your liking than the percentages that you stated.
So I agree to a fault, but only because it's not so much just like, and I know you just wasn't just singling them out, but it's because we have so many outlets that report the same thing or report similar things. Everybody's got to get their digs in whatever situation is going on. Everybody's got to put in their 2 cents on, the Antonio Brown situation, the Kevin Durant situation. And I think, because if you remember, like when Kevin Durant first started, like humble dude, real nice, always friendly with the media, but he got sick and tired of people like Stephen A. and other people constantly saying shit to him, or saying stuff to him, to the point that like now he's just like, he really don't care nothing about these media people. He's just gonna say
not at all.
Yeah. Well, they out there to make money. They out there trying to make money. So get a story is all they want.
Yep.
Yeah, and if they get you riled up and you respond to it, you just made their money.
That's right. In my case,
hold on. Respond to this. The talking heads, the social media, the European players, and AAU messed up the NBA, man. Who want to touch that?
I'll touch it.
Okay, I'll go after you.
I don't understand the question. You saying the players from the European League?
It's a comment. He said it's a combination of the talking heads, like Mike was explaining, social media, like Chris was explaining, but he said also the European players coming over here with their style of basketball, and David Stern falling in love with the European basketball and saying that, hey, we could score more points playing this way, positionless basketball, no post, open it up. A lot of threes, a lot of fast pace. He pretty much turned the NBA into what Steve Nash was doing in Phoenix, right? Okay. Which is European basketball, and then AU on top of that, which kind of influences the culture of jumping from team to team, handpicking your favorite players. Let's build a super team. He's saying that a combination of all of that is what messed up the league. So pretty much David Stern.
So I disagree with the European part, just because. Look how long it took for them to close the gap between American ball players and European ball players. Because if you remember back Team USA in the 80s, we were killing them over there. Now, not so much. The power, that curve has caught up right there. And like
athletes too.
Yeah,
I mean, we don't.
Oh, go ahead.
We don't beat them. We don't beat them by 50 no more. We just beat them by 30.
But listen, why?
That's 20 years they done made up, baby.
why was Team USA beating them so bad? Look at the muscle and the pushing them around and out muscling them, out hustling them, out jumping them, out running them, and they just couldn't control. They couldn't handle that type of defense and that type of down low presence, right? That's how we overpowered them. But now we're playing more like them. And
if you really want to be,
we're just as
if
soft
you really want to be technical about it, Mel, if you really want to be technical about it, they were beating up on us first because we were using amateur players. It didn't really start happening until we started using professional players.
Yeah, that is a good point.
But now, I remember, guys, the athlete has changed too. You know, just the athlete in itself. Now, I'm not saying that guys over here are not more athletic than the guys in Europe, but you know, money makes a big difference in a lot of things, man. The dedication to the sport. There's very few players out there dedicated that each game like Mike did back in the day. Mike dedicated his life to basketball, man. That's why he was so damn good. You know, these guys out here, they say, you know, it's almost an all-star game every game now.
Exactly.
You know,
it's
a
exactly
show.
what it is. It's an all-star game with just as light as defense as an all-star game.
That's right, man. And you know that starts with dedication. That starts with motivation. You know, just like the coach in New York, Tibbs. He a true old school coach, and it's hard for him to get the Knicks to get to that. And plus, he tried to change by shooting more threes, and which I felt he should have just stayed with his main coaching philosophy. But it's a different era. It's a generational change, like he was talking about with Bird and Jordan, and then you come into LeBron's generational change. And the younger generation, I'm not knocking them guys, but they just totally different. You know that, Emil.
Man, this style, this era of basketball has crowned a player like Russell Westbrook, who has no other skill other than running fast and jumping high.
Yeah,
he's a muscle man.
They've crowned him a superstar in this era. When I've seen players in the 90s with exactly what Russ had be backup point guards. And yes, one of the names was Robert Pack, Randy Brown, and players like that.
Can I take one more? Can I take one more step?
And they hustle.
Can I take one more? Can I take one more step towards that?
Yeah.
The player this generation calls the GOAT ain't nothing but that, just a bigger version of it.
Talking about LeBron?
LeBron a little bit more special. Man. You got to give LeBron special.
Just because he's bigger.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
No, it's phenomenal to see 6'8", 270 move that fast, but it's nothing but Russell Westbrook.
Well, I can tell you, LeBron dedicated himself to the game too.
Yeah, he did. He has
to do this. Yeah. To do this long, you got to be dedicated, man.
Oh yeah,
I'll say this though, man. It's another thing in my mind. I don't know if anybody else might think like this or agree, but in my opinion, it's a gift and a curse, because I'm happy that some players are doing it, but a lot of players only use the NBA as a gateway to other things instead of the NBA being the goal. You got a lot of players who now venture out. Like, so you got LeBron, who got all his different things. Russ has got his fashion stuff now. KD's got his stuff. All these different players are now using the NBA as a segue into other ventures outside and past NBA, which is fine.
Springboard. You're right.
Exactly, which is cool, because now you diversifying your portfolio. Your money is moving and making money.
Yeah.
But it takes, you can't completely focus on the game. Even if you're still actively playing, you're now worried about other things.
Yeah. It can be distracting too.
Yeah, like it's like you said, it's these athletes now understand, and Jordan is kind of responsible for that. They understand they are a brand, so everybody wants to get that Jordan money, that LeBron money. But we know both of them, they make more money on their outside endeavors than what they do like playing the game.
Yeah.
So like, to your point, I agree. Like they're trying to put themselves in the best position to succeed beyond basketball. Yeah, but at the same time, you got to be good at basketball to get to that point. You see what I'm saying? Like I saw a report the other day, like Westbrook has like 10 car dealerships in LA alone.
10 what?
10 car dealerships, because he's from the West Coast.
Yeah.
So, he is slowly building his brand for when he leaves the game. Like I highly think that LeBron, only reason he went out to LA was to retire, in my opinion.
I believe LeBron is chasing records, man.
That's an interesting segue because LeBron did hint to some. Well, I don't know if he hinted to some things in the All-Star, but he had an interview and he talked about, of course, him being the GOAT again, and but he also started praising Presti over in OKC, the GM, about how his insight is, and he was able to draft well, and he said he was the real MVP. And a lot of people are starting to speculate, like, what are you trying to say, LeBron? Are you trying to say that Rob Pelinka is not that? Are you unhappy? You get what I'm saying? So there's one thing where they feel like he's kind of pissed off that Rob Pelinka didn't make a move at the trade deadline because he had already said that they don't think their team could play and beat someone like Milwaukee, right? So he said that one thing, and then on top of that, he made the statement that wherever Bronny goes is where he's going to be.
Yeah,
right.
Well, that situation in OKC, and I believe what LeBron is referring to is, I don't know if you guys know it, man, they got so many draft picks and they under the cap so far. Eventually, they're gonna be damn good.
Well, they need to land a superstar. Those.
Well, I mean, but they got all the tools that can draw them. They got the money. First of all, they got money.
Superstar ain't going by itself. First of all,
well, but see,
they got to draft their superstar.
Yeah,
well, they already got a decent starting point with Shea.
But he ain't no superstar though.
I know that, but who you need? Who was just talking about him? Who? LeBron.
I'm gonna say this before I gotta go back to work. LeBron and I posted this in the group.
Hey, what you been doing at work this whole time?
You ain't lying, boy. I need your job.
Don't question it. Don't question what I
apologize, Dice. Apologize.
Because I posted this comment in the group. I said LeBron is gonna ruin his son's career before it starts. And
why you think that?
Yeah, because LeBron essentially said, "I'll do anything to go play with my son in my last year." So now everybody knows, if I draft Bronny, I get LeBron. If I get LeBron, I can basically get whoever LeBron wants to come play with him, and we might get a ring that year. It's selling out. It's the Rams mentality. It's boom. I can sell out and get LeBron for almost nothing, because he said it's not about the money at that point. So I can go get LeBron for damn near a vet minimum. He's not gonna get the vet minimum, but like LeBron said, I will do whatever it takes to go play with my son.
Let me ask you this: do you think getting LeBron still means that you're gonna get a superstar to follow him and you're gonna be a contender? Because that has to be true.
So listen, they said Bronny is eligible.
There's a chance of that.
They said Bronny is eligible for the NBA in 2024. That puts LeBron at 39, between late 38, 39, or possibly early 40, right?
Name me one superstar that wants to play with LeBron that's not named Westbrook or AD. Well, Westbrook's not a superstar, but name me one superstar that wants to play with LeBron that's not named AD.
Well, we don't know that.
The only one I know. Listen,
we do know that because hold on. We do know that because he tried to get PG-13 to come there in free agency. He said no. He tried to get Kawhi to come there in free agency. He said no. He tried to get KD to come in free agency. He said no. Nobody wants to play with him. KD said
he was kind of arrogant. He was arrogant.
He said it's toxic. He said it's toxic around LeBron. The
fanboy. He want to be the man. He want to be the man.
Look what all his teammates have been put through. Look at what Kuzma, Ingram, Julius Randle, Lonzo Ball, Jordan Clarkson.
But Mel, let me interrupt you, Mel. You know, the best way to be successful is to be ruthless. That's how billionaires stay billionaires. You have to be hardcore to keep yourself. Now, I'm not saying that's a good take in what LeBron's doing, but if you look at every rich person, they usually don't talk much, and everybody always say they mean. Well, if you're nice, you ain't gonna have much long, and it's the truth. Now, it
sound more like Jordan than they do LeBron.
That's what I was going to say. Jordan was the same way, but it was a different era.
I'll say this because I mean it's speculation at this point, but
Ain't you supposed to be?
Wait. To answer your question, Mel.
What's that number up there?
A superstar that I feel
call
you ain't finna dime me out. Listen,
Apologize, man. Go ahead. Go ahead,
a superstar that I could see going play with LeBron is the last member of the Banana Boat that ain't played with LeBron yet.
Chris Paul is not about to go play with. Come on, bro. For what? Why would he go? Seriously?
Well, I mean, the real question on this is this, guy. The superstar that might want to play with LeBron would be one of the last superstars who do not have a ring. They do want that chip. They do want it.
Like a James Harden.
James Harden. Okay, I give you that. I think James Harden would do it, but I mean,
would it work?
Hey, we about to find out real quick Friday what James Harden and Joel Embiid go look like.
What y'all think about
Is
that?
he suiting up? Is he suiting up on Friday?
Yeah, he's supposed to be playing Friday. And I think it's gonna be a lot of tailbone and elbows you're gonna be seeing. Because
I don't think it'll be that. I don't think it'll be bad. I don't think it'll be too bad in his first game. Now give it a couple of games, and you're gonna start seeing some things.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I think it'll be almost like an all-star game. So it'll be like almost stay out of your way in the first couple of games. I'm gonna stay out of your way.
Soon as Harden don't play defense and Embiid snatch a mud hole in his ass, it ain't gonna be funny then.
I mean, if they thought Harden was coming there to play defense, they might as well get rid of his ass now.
I mean, yeah, you got a point.
I mean,
I wasn't deciding.
I mean, that's just like New York crying about Tibbs. You know what kind of damn coach y'all had. You knew he wasn't offensive minded. You knew he was a great defensive coach. But why is you crying about your offense struggle when you knew Tibbs wasn't no offensive guru? He wasn't.
Yeah. Tibbs is kind of like Van Gundy. He's a coach.
That's who taught him.
He's a coach that you bring in to whip your squad into shape the first 2 years, and then you get rid of him and bring in
he got to go.
A real coach. Yeah, he's a starter coach.
Well, actually, what he is he's a defensive coordinator in the NBA.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that's what he is. You know what New York is talking about doing? Talking about bringing in an offensive coordinator for him next year.
Nah, man.
That's what they talking about, bringing in an offensive mind to run the offense, keep Tibbs, let him control the team, yes, but he don't call no offensive play.
Well, I mean, Tibbs, he made his name in Boston as a defensive specialist, right?
He's brought up to Ben Gundy and Pat Riley.
Right. The Knicks defense don't look too good.
Well, they did last year.
When your specialty is what is getting your team beat,
is the glaring weakness.
Well,
right.
I mean, but Mel, you can look at that in more than one way. Here's the deal: when you're not making shots, your defense is not as good. They missing a lot of shots. Their offense is not as good. That trickles back down to your defense.
Yeah, but listen, who told Tibbs to say, I want Alec Burks to be my point guard?
That's all he got. What the hell?
He still got Kemba?
Man, please. Kemba can't play out here outside in his damn backyard right now. His knees is bad.
I haven't been watching a lot of Knicks basketball, but what happened between last year when they were good to this year? Like
last year was an aberration. It really was.
You think so? Just like a fluke?
Not necessarily a fluke. They were crunk. Tibbs got him up, like Mel just said. He's like that Honda 900. You hit the throttle and then, but then 8 minutes down the road,
that was a very good explanation. I completely understood that.
I mean, you start off with that Kawasaki 900, you end up on a damn moped. Bubble.
I understood. Hey, Mike, let me get your take, and then Corey's take on if LeBron's gonna roll out.
Roll out. Leave LA.
Yeah.
Honestly, man, I don't. If he's really as concerned about his legacy and all this stuff, I don't see him leaving. Like not until like maybe his son gets here, which I think is. Honestly, I've seen his son play. He's not that good. He's good, but he's not like straight to the pros good. Okay. So it's like what I honestly think is going to happen, he's going to get on somebody's G League team, just like Wade did with his kid, and then
Wow.
they just gonna magically elevate him up to the team that whatever where I'm my bad, I can't even talk. Wherever LeBron is gonna like kind of migrate.
Wow. I don't know.
You think you want to
just
leave it
like,
out for real though? I mean, because this is what I'm saying. This is what I think is going on. LeBron went to LA like you were saying, Marvin. He went to LA to retire. Or I think that was Mike that said that he went to LA to retire. That was his ending point, right? He came over there with Clutch Sports. He came over there calling shots. Hey, I want this coach. I want this player. I want you to trade for Anthony Davis, get rid of all this future, get rid of your picks, do all that stuff, right? I want you to do all this stuff. And they was riding with it because it was LeBron, right? And then he won the bubble championship. So it was like, look, I told y'all, if you listen to me, we got good things coming, right? Right. But then when they found out that the bubble ring cost them everything in the future, they stopped letting LeBron call the shots because the last shot he called was to get Russell Westbrook there.
The worst shot.
It's failing miserably, right? So now, go ahead.
Hey man, I don't mean to shoot no shots at Westbrook, but is he
yes,
a team player? No, I don't, man. I don't hate Westbrook, but is he a piece to any one of you guys' team that you would want to add? The question.
No,
not as a point guard. No.
The reason that Westbrook was brought into the equation is because him and LeBron have the same game. So if LeBron was on the bench, Russ could come in and run the offense and hold it down until LeBron got back in. It didn't work that way.
No, it didn't.
To be fair, it happened that way because Schrumpert turned down the deal that LA offered because he thought he was worth more money. So Schroeder.
Schroeder.
They wanted him.
Oh, Schroeder.
Schroeder. I'm sorry. They wanted him to stay, so they offered him a contract, but for whatever reason, this dude thought he was worth $100 million. Which he was a good player. He was a good player.
So are you basically saying that he is the downfall of this year for them?
Wait. Let me finish my spiel before we get there. I'm not gonna call him the downfall.
Okay, apologize.
That was the last shot that LeBron called. Right. And then when everything was looking horrible and not working, LeBron tried to call one final shot to get Westbrook traded and get Tyler Houghton Tucker traded. And then that 2027 first round and whatever other picks they had. He wanted to get those picks out of there. Right. So get rid of your picks and Russ and bring me somebody else. Right. And they had a trade on the table for John Wall, but the Rockets wanted that first round pick for 2027. And Rob Pelinka and the Lakers said no. LeBron was pissed off. So this is what I think is happening. LeBron can't call the shots no more. He realized he's losing control. They're pushing Clutch Sports out of there, and they're telling LeBron, look, you're gonna have to play and win with this team you put together because we listen to you on this. And LeBron
made this bed, you lay in it.
Right. And LeBron is putting little breadcrumbs out there, basically telling the Lakers, look, I'm gonna play with my son, and if it ain't gonna be in LA, it's gonna be somewhere else. So maybe the Lakers had told him, yeah, we're gonna help you make that dream come true. We'll draft Bronny. But now that they telling him, man, we done listening to you. LeBron might be sending a message that, hey, I go somewhere else with my son.
You think he just give up on him that easy?
The Lakers, they tired of him. They tired of him on Clutch Sports. The only reason why they was tolerating him because they thought LeBron was gonna have them in the finals every year.
I don't know how the hell they figured that.
But everybody finding out that bubble ring is just bubblicious gum. That's all it is.
Oh yeah. So what you insinuating? You think the Lakers won the championship because of the bubble league?
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They would. I
mean, I don't understand the logic in that, guy.
Let me take this one. The logic behind it is simple. They're a 3-week break. Excuse me, a 3-month break.
Yeah,
a 3-month break.
What, right. From the COVID?
A 3-month break. Absolutely, because remember the season got paused like right before after the All-Star break. Right before the All-Star break.
Every team
Absolutely. But what it did was AD was healthy all of a sudden. LeBron is rejuvenated, and all you gotta do is push for 2 weeks and you're a champion. That's it.
And look, if you take that bubble year out and you juxtapose it with all the years that LeBron's been with LA, not 1 year has he finished the season healthy, and not 1 year have AD finished the season healthy. Every 4 year they played,
Y'all,
both of them
and
have
I
missed
don't
extensive
know,
time.
and I have no idea why everybody thought the his whole narrative was going to change just because he changed uniforms. He was a glass in New Orleans, and he's a piece of glass now. Nothing has changed.
He's injury prone like crazy.
Nothing has changed.
Yeah.
He was crying the other night when he sprained his ankle, man.
Look, man.
Sure, I would have been too. It's frustrating. I remember when Derrick Rose was.
If you looked at that way his ankle bent, hell, I probably would cry too, man. It damn near broke it.
Yeah. That joint hit that touched the floor. That ain't good.
Yeah,
that hurt.
Hey, fellas, we got one more topic before we end, and we just hit 2 hours. Now, usually like the end of 2 hours, so it looks like we're gonna go over 5 or 10 minutes.
All right, let's do it.
We got one last topic, and it's a football one, and this is for you, Jason Kelly. He's scared to come on the show, but he just message said he in the gym, and I'm lucky, but he's scared. But we just witnessed Matt Stafford take the Rams through a great season, had some adversity. He looked like an MVP candidate at the time, hit a little rough spot, and then picked it up for the playoffs, got Odell Beckham, and took him right to the Super Bowl and won it convincingly. And he is who we thought he was, but a lot of people don't think he's a Hall of Famer. What does this Super Bowl do for him, and does it put him on the road to being a Hall of Famer? I'm gonna let y'all go.
Simple answer. Is Dan Marino a Hall of Famer?
Yeah.
Right now. He's a Hall of Famer, right?
Yep.
Matthew Stafford has similar numbers to Dan Marino, and he has a ring now. That answers your question right there.
I guess the question is he a first ballot Hall of Famer? I think that's the better question. Right
So
there.
Mike, you agree with Corey? Is hands down he's a Hall of Famer.
I don't think he's a first ballot.
But why? You think he'll get in?
Why?
Okay.
Say it again.
Why is that?
Just, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of it is just inconsistency, you know?
What was inconsistent about his game?
Like, you can't, I'm not talking about his game, I'm talking about more the team he was on. You can't say that they did not try to build the team around him.
They did.
Even when they had the right tools, they still, and I'm not putting it all on him, but they still could never get over that hump, you know?
They had the right tools one time. But every year, he was a 5,000-yard passer and 35 touchdowns, 38 touchdowns every single year. Even being on trash teams, he still put up numbers. Like, the offense was never the problem.
Yeah, you're kind of right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I don't believe he's a first ballot either. I believe this question would probably be answered a lot easier after next year, because this year could have been an aberration. It really could have.
They got a loaded ass roster, man. That ain't no aberration. That's a loaded ass roster.
Now you didn't see bad years back with Stafford. He can have.
I did.
He can have a bad year with a good team.
Matthew Stafford. I believe this Stafford next year had no bad years, man. Yeah, Matthew Stafford was a 4,500, 5,000-yard passer every single year, 35 touchdowns.
But he threw a lot of interceptions each one of those years.
Yeah, he threw a lot of interceptions because he only had one dude to throw it to, and you knew where the ball was going.
Well, I understand that. All I'm saying is this. In the NFL, they want you to have proof of these things. And what they're going to judge him on, his next year is going to be critical on this question that we have. Because if he have a down year, no, he will not even get in the Hall of Fame if he don't bring it up the following year.
So let me ask you this. Who's a better quarterback, Eli Manning or Matthew Stafford?
Stafford is better.
Me? Even without even bringing up Super Bowls, Eli, in my opinion.
I think
is a better quarterback than Matthew Stafford?
Yes.
I think Stafford is. You look at the numbers, it would show that Stafford is.
Eli Manning is a quarterback that lived completely off the defense. Whenever he had a winning season, it was off the defense. It was never off the offense.
Eli Manning
may have thrown for 4,500 yards once.
He was Jim McMahon.
Eli Manning was a terrible quarterback. He lived off his name and he lived off of defense.
I tell you one thing.
He's a career 500 quarterback, right? Won 2 Super Bowls. off tremendous defenses, right? Because the offense didn't do nothing.
I wouldn't say it was just the defense though. Like, don't get
What
me
do you
wrong,
mean?
I'm not an Eli fan, but
Now he did throw a lot of passes with his head turned the wrong damn way.
Listen, man, that dude was terrible. I'm a Cowboy fan. I'm an NFC East dude, man. Eli Manning was horrible.
So that means
he was. I'm not biased because Donovan McNabb is one of my favorite players of all time.
Yeah, I'm just joking.
And Donovan McNabb was the man.
Yeah,
and he used to serve them. He used to serve them Cowboys one up on a silver platter every time he got an opportunity to.
I can say this. I believe Stafford would be. I believe he's a better quarterback than Eli. Even though Eli won 2 championships, his stamp was not on those 2 championships. It wasn't just, oh man, Eli won these championships. No, it wasn't.
Oh, absolutely.
It wasn't that. I mean, those Giants teams were more rounded, and in every phase of the game. Than
is Calvin Johnson the first round? Is Calvin Johnson the first ballot Hall of Famer?
Oh, he is, but he won't get it.
But who threw him? So who threw him the ball? He only played with one quarterback. He only played with one quarterback his whole career.
Oh, he did. Well, now hold up. Now, just because the quarterback was throwing it, don't mean it was in his chest every throw.
I mean, it wasn't in his chest because that dude was triple covered.
Yeah, and he could have been going up high. He could have been bringing them in down low.
He had to.
It's something to be said for two of the greatest receiving years to ever be recorded came from a quarterback, Matt Stafford, throwing the cup and throwing to Megatron.
Wait a minute.
Hey,
how many yards did Cope have this year?
Oh God.
How many?
He was triple crown winner. 1 receptions, yards, and touchdown.
What?
Come on, Cup.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
He killed it.
Wow.
It's funny.
I'm gonna go ahead and agree with Corey. I think he gets in. It's gonna
First
be hard.
ballot?
I think
it's gonna be hard to be
I don't know about first ballot.
So you saying he get in on first ballot, Melvin? First ballot?
No, I don't think he get on first ballot just based on so if they looked at just his paper resume, right, and they just looked at the paper resume, he's first ballot. But if they know it's if you know it's Matt Stafford and you got that sour taste in your mouth of, oh man, he didn't win in Detroit, right? That's gonna impede him.
The way I'm looking at it is this dude played on trash teams. As soon as he got to a contender, he won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
What I'm telling you, in the NFL, you know the narrative. What have you done for me lately? He needs to do it next year.
Yeah. Lately he just won a Super Bowl.
Okay, if they was voting him in this year, he'd get in, but they're not.
Yeah. So go ahead, Mike.
I was just gonna say it also. I mean, it depends on who else quarterback wise is eligible when his time comes up. You see what I'm saying?
He's gonna come out. It's not gonna be too far away from Drew Brees will probably just be getting in there. Aaron Rodgers it'll be around his time too. It's gonna be some quarterbacks.
Now I'm gonna tell you this: those quarterbacks in themselves gonna hurt his chances.
And that's
agreed.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah,
agreed.
That's why I know he will get in the Hall of Fame. I don't think he'll be first ballot.
No, I don't think he'll be. Now I say this:
if Eli Manning is the first ballot Hall of Famer, Matthew Stafford better be one.
If Eli gets in, it's because he was in New York. Real simple. Now the difference in Stafford is this next year is going to determine a whole lot about this question that we pending right here, guys.
Yeah.
I agree.
So look, we're gonna end it there, fellas. Man, I appreciate y'all for joining. But I do want to do this one thing for a guy that I know. Hey, how many of y'all watch anime films?
I don't.
You don't? Do you, Mike?
What kind of films?
And I might be saying it wrong. And
anime?
I'm saying it like Tina Turner's nickname, anime. It's anime, right?
Animated?
Yeah.
You mean like cartoonish?
Yeah.
So I got hey Mike, I got a buddy of mine who is putting together a comic anime, and it's actually battle rap meets anime. It's pretty dope. I'm gonna share it real quick, and then y'all can go to the daggone YouTube page, and y'all can support them, subscribe and stuff like that. But check it out. Tell me what you think.
Many rounds ago, Before the camera era and long before the big stage rap battles, rappers battled in the streets.
I leave this pussy cooked. Asian dish. I just want about a coin.
It was raw and pure in its infancy.
Caesar gave you the blueprint, your whole road to success, even paved the brick.
Respect was the glory.
You copied his style from the shoes to his clothes, made them your favorite.
You just want about a
Each
coin.
elite rapper battled the kings of their own domain.
Now you even copied his jewelry? Boy, you even played your wrist, Sam.
With their newfound battle coins, they would go on to rule the 7 corners of the battle world.
You just want about a coin.
Hey, you know who that is, Corey?
Who?
William Clark. That was on the cable with us in Guam.
On the cable, yeah.
Yeah.
That's, you know what that is, Melvin? That's that new thing that's out in New York called Coffee.
That's say again.
It's a battle thing that they do in New York. It's on YouTube. You
Yeah.
can get it in,
For sure.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And Clark is real big in the battle rap. That's his thing.
Yeah. And I guess that's why he merged the two. I'm interested to see how he go pull it off, man. I'm a support and check it out, man.
I'm gonna check him out. I'm gonna check him out just because it's him.
You know,
I'm gonna check him out.
They got a thing out there too called with battle dancing also.
Oh yeah.
I never seen it.
You seen that, man? I tell you, I looked at that. I'm like, man, that's just like a bunch of fools out there acting crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I'm sorry if anybody from New York. I'm sorry if anybody from New York listening, but to me, that's just like a whole bunch of motherfuckers out there trying to pop lock.
Yeah.
Yo.
You seen it, Mel?
Yeah. They out there.
I'm telling you, it's like about 83-year-old niggas out there pop locking.
Hey, but look, the reason why it's so funny is because you think it's new. Like that just you ain't been getting outside.
No, man, that ain't it. I'm just saying, I don't indulge in that. And I just happen to run across it. I know it's been out. I just seen it. And I'm like, damn, is that the new shit going out?
Yo, this is too funny,
I mean, come on, man. Back in the day, if I was doing something like that, I had a woman next to me. They didn't got 2 ugly niggas looking at each other.
You know what? I'm gone.
Oh man! All right, I'm gonna let Mike
Appreciate it,
out,
Mel.
man. All right, no problem, Marvin. Close us out, Mike. Man, get us out of here.
I just wanted to say I definitely appreciate y'all having me on. I try to watch it as much as I can, but I be at work and I be actually working. I'm like, what's his name?
Boy, y'all crazy.
My man was on camera for like an hour and a half.
Yeah, he was. Getting paid.
Hey,
it's
hey,
good
man,
enough
I
for them to
appreciate
work.
y'all having me on too, man. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, Marvin, Marvin, go to Facebook and join the Man Down group. It's about 3.5 thousand of us in there, man. We in there clowning every day.
Okay, man.
You gotta find a Juwan Howard thread in there, man. Hey,
hell, I don't know if I want to see that.
That comment section was daggone heated, bro.
Hey, man, like I say, man, I appreciate you having me on, man. And next time you come on, man, I'm gonna be looking out for you. I got my notifications set up every time you come on.
All right,
and I'm gonna send some people, man. We're gonna get some good rapping going on, you know.
Yeah, let's get it. I need to get the 1K real quick so I can monetize.
That boy over there dying laughing. It's crazy. Say, man, we just warming to a boil, baby. Don't worry about it.
Right,
and like I say, all I'm gonna say is this: I got a niece in New York, and if next time I go up there, I might get in one of those battle dances. You see me on there.
All right, man.